All right, we're at table 30. We have Kuro versus, I don't really care. It could be anything. We want to see Kuro versus Katakuri.
It's Katakuri.
Okay. What's your immediate thoughts on these two?
Well, Katakuri just got big pluses because all its bad matchups just got a little weaker. I don't know. I'm still not sure how the meta's gonna look out. Right? Kuro's kind of like, I don't know. There's a fundamentally in One Piece, I feel like if you're not the best leader of your color, you're just gonna have a hard time. And I feel like Kuro falls under that trap of like, well, Kid is always just kind of a little better.
Yeah.
Whereas Katakuri's new, so it is just the better yellow leader. So I don't know. I have a hard time thinking about, I don't know, not the like headliner color for each leader.
Yeah, and I think also that here, let me get Kuro up as a. Since some people probably don't even know what the leader does at times, because they're like, "What? Green got a new leader in this set? I don't remember that. Purple got one too. You're sure?
Purple doesn't exist in this game.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Poor
Yeah.
Purple.
Maybe they'll add purple as a color next set, but it's definitely not in this one. But in general, Kuro is really tempting, but he kind of falls into the trap where his effect is good, but it's just a little bit too clunky for what it is, right? Having to play 3 Dawn, having to have just even having 2 cards out to be able to suspend and just everything else. You don't even get like a boost for.
There's so many limits.
Yeah.
3 Dawn. You have to have 2 bodies, and that's oftentimes either 2 weenies that are gonna die the next turn, or swings that you should have just used as swings anyway. I don't know. It's tough. It's a lot of. There's a lot of rules on this card, basically.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's a situation where he had like less rules and he was broken. The dev seems like, well, we can't release this. He was from like the first arc. He can't be that good. He can't be beating Kaido players, but I don't know. It reminds me of Sakazuki from the starter deck, where Sakazuki, he has like a pretty okay effect, but it has too many, as you said, rules around them too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he does get around like some like 5 cost. 5 cost is a really important number, but at the same time, you have to have 2 bodies to counter your opponent's 1 body.
Yeah.
So when you're thinking of like card economy, like it gets tough. But getting a free tap opponent's blocker law is always kind of good.
That's fair. So like there are some good things, and like 5 is the good number. If it was like 4 or less, it'd be really disheartening. But also, just seeing like Katakuri start with a pudding that can trade into the things that you rest yourself is sad.
Yeah, it's not gonna be great. Pudding, search for, and also like I don't know what it is, but like having to remember which searchers search for different amounts, very weird.
Yeah, we now have 3, 4, and 5, and I think there's something that search for 2. I swear it does.
Maybe.
Something has like a top 2 effect or something. I might be thinking of a different game, but
the one that does 3, I think, trashes the rest too.
Mm-hmm.
So
kind of like good old Galgamon from Digimon, your favorite, your game loss boy. Let's see.
All right, tap 2, Nami. Nami's a search 5.
It is,
but she has
5,
a trigger. That's why she's cost 2. East Blue.
I literally just had that meant to like. I just thought through like, why is it only a 2K? And I'm like, well, I guess it has a trigger and such. But I do think like Kuro does have potential like against Law and against Zoro to have a weirdly lopsided matchup in its favor. But
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure, and especially now that Zoro can't like defend their board with rad beams and then like answer your board. Like Marco also got limited, right? So we're not running in as many blockers in red. We're not getting all the defensive power in red, and we're swinging a Ross 5K at life. Oh no, he's on. Wait. What? Oh, he did his Dawn and then swung. Am I confused? Oh yeah, he swung 5K raw.
Ooh, another trigger. Nice.
Oh, this guy's just a vanilla though, right? Yeah. And then we're gonna play Parasparrow on curve. Nice. I don't know. I think yellow is gonna be really positioned well, but I also have like a bad feeling about how the new ban list kind of like. Remember back in set 2 when Japan announced that Boatbeard was getting banned, but then over here, like Boatbeard wasn't really the one winning.
Yes,
It was
yeah.
Strawbeard. So like the ban list kind of like rings the same note of we're banning cards, but that wasn't necessarily what was winning because like Eventless Zoro had just won.
Yeah, yeah. Like they put a couple cards into a box, put a blindfold all on, took them out. Like these are the 3.
Yeah. They just made sure it was red, which is a start in a lot of people's mind.
Let's see. Oh yeah, Kuma. There's a Kuma searcher that searched only top 2. So there's a search 2. There's not a. I guess there's technically a top 1 with Dofi.
Top 2 is Kuma. Oh, you're right.
All right, and so you did rest something with Sham, and so do we have? I think we saw the
Yeah, he searched it earlier.
Cool.
Nice. Oh, this is a really big board. I guess the trigger, and then we haven't seen any triggers from the Katakuri side quite yet.
Yeah, and so essentially the Sham plays the Butchie, and it is asking for a little bit to have a 2-card combo in this deck at times consistently, since there's not that much searchers. But I would say like James has really set himself up for a good position right now.
Oh yeah, he's got at least three attacks, and then maybe if he plays another Nami, he can kind of Kuro effect next turn. The two card combo thing, like I mean, people were even playing the Penguin and the Heart Pirates. Yeah, the Sachi and Penguin combo in Green Law or Green Kid, just to get like a spam blockers towards the end of the game was always kind of
sure. It's just and those cards are wholly unsearchable because they are only Heart Pirates and not Supernovas, and you do get some searches with Nami, which helps. So I think it is a little bit more likely for it, but I think like honestly, if we just had like a couple more of like I guess just Butchies that are vanillas, if we had like 2 just vanilla ones, I think the deck would be I'd be a little bit happier running the card, like a 4/6 Butchie that you just play for free, and then it's like there's just not.
Oh yeah, and then you just have that aggression for the game. Like, vanillas are still really good in this game.
I always think like, oh, why is this card with no effects just staring down at me and I'm losing? Like it's menace.
It's demanding 2 cards, and so I think we swung once at Pero, we countered out, and then the Butchie swings at Pero, and he lets it through.
Yeah, and in general, if we had just like a 4/6 vanilla that was East Blue, I think the deck would actually take full advantage of it, and it'd be in a really good spot. But since all of the East Blue cards we have are just weenies that are really easy to swing over, the resting them really hurts.
Oh yeah, and then you can't really use them like you do in Zoro because you don't have the 1-cost engine.
Yeah, and I know next set we do have like a 6/8 vanilla Kuro, but that's kind of just like too expensive. Like you'd actually just probably swing with that, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Green Saber, you literally just said that. I promise I wasn't cheating. I knew that beforehand.
And then he swings Kuro at Paraspero again.
Yeah, I think so.
Imagine?
Yeah.
And then
okay.
plays Alvida.
Alvida, yeah.
It's hard to tell where people make their swings, but yeah, he countered out. Imagine protecting the Kuro. I don't know. This game, like, there's so much value in tempo that oftentimes I feel like it's correct to save your bodies than it is to save your face.
Yeah, there were some times I remember like the first couple weeks of playing this game where you're really tempted to just have everything swing face, and then you just don't realize you actually just lose the next turn because of just how the game works.
We haven't used Katakuri's effect once, but I guess we've been playing on curve every
yeah.
Big Mom.
I'd probably take
you trashed the live.
Another Butchie.
And it wasn't a trigger, so
yeah,
cool. But we might just see. Is it best of 1 today, or is it best of
one? Best of 1. Since that's more or less, this is just practice for the core TCG event that's happening this weekend. So that's the format they're playing.
Oh, that makes sense. I appreciate that kind of stuff too, because oftentimes a new ban list will come out, and like everyone will not honor the ban list until like the
day of. Yeah.
And you're like, but come on.
I gotta practice. Yeah.
Exactly. But now we have. I mean, we still have 3 swings we could do. We can't tap the big mom, so that's just gonna be staring us down the rest of the game. Yeah, I think this is where like Kuro just kind of doesn't shine, right? Like now there's an, I think she's 8K. This big mom.
Yeah,
There's
she
an
is
8K
8K.
body just going to take whatever body that it swings at off the table.
And pop the Espira. We got the 8 drop.
Oh, we got 8
Katakuri.
drop, and it's gonna be on curve too, or less, not super on curve, but
Yeah.
he's just gonna crazy, just curved out all game perfectly.
Ooh. Oh no. Oh, if they were planning on restaying out, they can't anymore. Oh, that's so sad.
Oh.
Honestly,
You're still okay with that, I think.
Yeah, but it's not.
I mean, you cleared the board, and then you play Kiku.
Oh, okay.
That's spice. We haven't used Katakuri's effect once this game.
No, I don't think so. Which, okay, I know.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, okay. We'll see if they ask whose life to look at. Okay.
Personally, from my experience, it's always felt better to look at my own life. I don't know.
Gotcha.
I find myself very rarely looking at my opponent's life, unless like
you already know what it is, and
I know it's a Shiri Hoshi on top, and then I might as well check my opponent at that point.
Yeah, the longer I've played it, the more I've realized that you just always choose your own life in the sense that it's very helpful just to help move the cards that actually trigger towards the top, and get the guarantee off that. But I don't know. I'm a big mom player, so I don't know about that. I know that.
Oh, you get more of the manipulation anyway.
Yeah, after
what's in there.
Yeah, after life 3, I'm always getting the good triggers. Like I know what's up.
That's fair. The Katakuri swinging for 7 for free. It's so good.
It's you got to pay 1, which has been so far too costly to do. So.
True, but hey, this time we decided to play an 8 drop instead of a 9, so we got there for free.
But kind of the tangent I was trying to get to is that I know a lot of people, when they announced the webcam rules for how Katakuri works for revealing your opponent's life, a lot of people were just like knee jerk, like, oh, yellow, they nerfed yellow for online format. It's never going to be the same. And
I don't think it's a big deal.
No, it's not. It's super not.
I really don't, because what's the rule? The rule is the person, if you choose to look at your opponent's life, it's just revealed for everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Like, yeah.
It's not that big a deal. That's a card they were gonna have anyway. Like the terms of advantage is not too big. You can argue that your opponent would. Oh, I know it's a searcher at top, or I know it's my Whitebeard, so I'm going to take the hit and then Whitebeard you next turn or something. There's some logic to that. However, in this game, like that's a Whitebeard they were going to have eventually, so you can't be too...
Yeah, I don't think it was a big deal.
Yeah. But, yeah, like, I mean, yellow showed up in general, right? Like, yellow, like... In terms of like, other than the red dominance, like yellow's still been able to squeak to the top. So has black with Lucci.
I will say, honestly, so for this past weekend, we had PPG's event. It was 1,000 players.
Wild.
I know one person who got like 100th place who did okay, but the yellow didn't really turn up, and I don't know if it's just because everyone was playing Newgate, because I don't know the actual leader breakdown and. PPG hasn't dropped it if they are at all, but I'm curious if just everyone's like, well, I can't use these cards after today anyway, so let's just sleeve up Newgate and see how it goes, right?
Oh, 10 drop on curve. Too.
Yeah,
this
is where like it's cyberbullying, because you played the 7 and then you played the 8 and then you played the 10.
7, 8, 10.
Yeah, and I think you went second as Kuro, right? Because they Nami turn 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you let them do this curve to you, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't remember who won the die roll, but that's just tough.
I don't know. I think Katakuri usually, yellow in general usually likes to go second. I feel, right? Because you don't really have anything to play on turn 3 or 3 dawn except for Espira.
Yeah, that's fair. I can agree with that. I mean, turn 1 pudding, turn 3 Paraspero, turn. The thing is with Katakuri in particular, like you're always okay with the like being off by 1 because that's just a 7k swing, and then you get to use your triggers in life, and then you just play opposite to what your curve is.
For sure. Kind of like how Smoker's kind of okay with it at times too.
But I don't know. I think here in this match, like Katakuri just saw all their top end, and
we swung into the.
Oh, we swung into Big Mom and let it through. I mean, you're in such a dominant position, and he's got 2 cards in hand.
I mean, and you know, 1 card in life is just dead.
Oh yeah, 0 counter. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he just goes for game here.
Oh, and in case anyone's wondering, here's timer. I totally set it and just never set it to show. So what's your best bet here, though? Like hitting a Nami and then like.
No, it has to be like one of the options, right? That like a pumpkin, like 3 sword style to suspend the 10.
But the issue is like you just can't win next turn anyways.
Yeah, no, you're just you're just playing for the inevitable.
Wait, hold up.
But this suspends something.
This suspends anything.
Yeah.
You suspend the 10 drop.
Absolutely.
Okay. So now you can technically have enough swings if the hand is simply dead. Which I doubt.
Yeah. Because you can... I don't even think you take the Katakuri swing at this point. You don't want to give your opponent an extra card that they could use to Kuro affect you. But even then, like if your hand isn't filled with
it's
weenies,
Okiku though. Like Okiku doesn't matter.
It's a body. Well, it's a body for Kuro effect, right?
No, because Kuro is only East Blue.
Oh, it has to be
cards.
East Blue.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
God. Never mind. She's dead.
Yeah. The deck would be too good if it was just anything. So
that's fair.
They rightfully changed it to that.
Congrats on top 100.
Oh, thank you. I promise I wasn't fishing for that. That was me just being sarcastic about like getting exactly top 10%.
That's exciting. What was the record for that?
7-3.
7-3. That's
which was still top 128, and some people with 7-3 did not get top 128, which is was a little bit scary when someone told me that in chat because I thought it was guaranteed.
Yeah, no, I think it was a very small amount of the X3s.
I think there's someone told me like somewhere between 30 to 40 of them wouldn't make it.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
That's what I said.
I had a friend also like compete, and he also topped. He got like 120. Like what was the cutoff? Like it was 128, so he got like 127 or something.
Oh, nice, sick. Yeah, that's
so he just got there 7-3 as well.
Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, honestly, if I was Katakuri and not to know what's in their hand, but if they just had a 10 drop in hand, I would have just played that last turn. Or even the 7 drop. I would just play the 7 drop. It doesn't care about like how big I swing. If I can just make it so my opponent, yeah, just doesn't have enough swings to win.
Well, if I had 10 drop in hand, I would have just done it and then done all my swings because. All right, with 2 cards in hand, and I know Kiku, sure, you maybe counter out of 1, but next turn you're dead.
Yeah, there's no way you do 3 damage and then 1 more.
Here he could potentially do all the damage if the 5 cards in hand are literally dead, but I really appreciate the dice on the hand. That is prime.
I think, because if you have 2 Alvitas in hand, you can play both of them. You can swing with Kuro. You can make it.
You can swing Kuro for 10 twice, maybe.
Yeah. Emphasis on maybe.
Oh, but then you wouldn't have enough to put Dawn under
Karubi, yeah. We're going 13 into maybe Big Mom. But like
it has to be Big Mom, but
yeah. Just to prove you can do it. Yeah, there's 2K Sanji. All right. I don't think Kuro's getting it.
He passes.
Yeah.
This is hope your opponent misplays.
Yeah, tries to swag with the Shirahoshi and just fails.
Yeah. But there's no reason to make this difficult. You just swing your free 7 and then Katakuri, Big Mom, and there's no way he has enough cards to do anything about it.
Yeah.
Oh, swing big first. Oh, he's holding up Pump Gibson, Don.
Yeah, but nothing gets out of it, right? Yeah, but you can't rest
You rest your
anything.
Hoshi.
Well, you can't. It's 4 or more.
Oh, 4 or less.
4 or less. Yeah. Even let's say you rest this Shirahoshi. Yeah, it don't matter. Yeah, 5 once and then 18. There it is.
GG's.
GG's. All right, Frank taking it. Let's see if we can find another game real quick. All right, we have Law versus Croc. So we do have a Croc that's undefeated. What do you think of this matchup?
The matchup, I think Croc actually has a decent matchup depending on what kind of like options they're playing. Like Blue in general, like constantly breaking Law's tempo is just gonna be strong, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, like Croc, I like to say is a starter deck leader. So negging yourself 4 Dawn to just get rid of like I forget it's a 4 cost or lower, 5 cost or lower, just kind of doesn't do as much as you want at late game.
Yeah, I agree. Especially against Law, which is like, oh, you bounced my Nami back to hand? Okay, I guess so. Like,
yeah, exactly. Like, so against Law, it's even worse. So you're basically playing without a leader ability.
Mm-hmm. And that's just like why I think Dofi's just better, because some matchups for Croc, you just, as you said, you just don't have a leader ability, which stinks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly. You bounce my blocker Law? All right, great. That's where I want it anyway.
Yeah. Okay. You showed me.
And you're now neg 4 Dawn. You're behind 4 Dawn, which is punishing. And the fact that, like, because Purple gets away with negging themselves Dawn because they can ramp and they get powerful effects off of it. Whereas Blue, you don't get the ramp. And the effect is kind of made in the first place. But we're swinging. And we already took 2 life down on the Crocodile player.
The only thing that's really good for you is the fact that you do have the 3,000 worlds, which does bottom deck the Law, which is really strong for 4. So it's cheaper curve, but at the point like, oh, you're paying 4 to get rid of something I paid 2 to play, it's kind of rough.
Yeah, the tempo isn't great, but 3,000 world is a hell of a buff for this card. And like any blue deck can play Sanji's peel off, so stuff like that like is gonna be good. And we're gonna summon a.
Do you play Sanji's peel off in Croc? I guess you do, right?
You could. I mean, I feel like if you're a control deck, which most blue card or at least Croc, I feel like should be, because I feel like your option count is higher. Where you just play a Sanji's peel off, so you can just draw into more control cards.
Yeah,
it's the same logic as like I feel like MTG, where you just want to see your stuff. So it's like having less cards in your deck to have to deal with in the first place, or Pot of Greed or whatever, right?
Yeah, I think the weird thing is that I don't know. People were telling me that I was saying Croc was bad. I played it for a whole day. I won like 4 games. I'm like, I could just be a bad player with Croc. I'm not denying that's a possibility. However, it just never felt like it was the play. It just felt like the entire time, like I could be playing Dofi right now.
You could just be, as I said at the top of the hour, like sometimes you're just, when you're playing some of these leaders in colors, like if you're not playing the theoretical best leader for your color, it's rough. And like I think people would counter, well Zoro and Whitebeard, well those decks kind of have like very like unique things about them, whereas like there's specific things that like require you to be a Whitebeard leader, and that's why that deck's good, or etc. We're gonna swing Zoro 7. We swung to Dan. And we swung leader. Oh, we're gonna block. Okay. And we're just gonna be our 8 Dawn turn. You think Croc? Well, why do you think Croc is? What about Croc makes it better than Dofi? Would you say? Because theoretically the only difference is, or there's 2 differences. You can play the.
Because nothing's leader locked in blue, right? Outside of like cards that are, I guess, locked to Nami, right?
There's some Baroque work stuff, no?
I suppose so, but I don't think people were playing that stuff anyways.
Yeah. We're gonna play Sentomaru, or we're gonna activate Sentomaru again.
Because you can still just, the Sentomaru stuff that you're doing is good if you see it on curve and they don't answer it, which looks like that seems to be the case, but it's also something you can just play in Dofi, right?
Yeah, there's nothing unique here. And like you said, like he hasn't used the Croc ability once yet, so him being Crocodile is not relevant yet.
I could like maybe see you try to do it to like bounce Zoro just so they don't have 5 cards on board and they have to pay, you know, extra. But, oh man, he's got like 8 cards in hand.
He's got a stack.
He's got a full stack there.
And we got 6 cards in our Law player's hand. We swung 7 at lead. I feel like you probably swing Zoro here. I think you want to, and then he's gonna break. Oh, he 3,000 worlds the Zoro to the bottom.
I think that's fair.
Really prioritizing getting rid of it.
It means that you do kind of have to spend a lot of Dawn just to fix, get stuff on the board, but Bonnie immediately. Yeah, Bonnie immediately.
I feel like there's a world where you swing with the Sentomaro too. You already got 2 bodies out of Sentomaro. The chances of getting one more, like statistically speaking, I feel like you've already drawn 1 Pacifista. So getting the 4th out of deck, kind of high rolling, but we'll see.
Man, who else is just done with double Bonnie and then finding Law and then bouncing it back so you can do it again? It's so obnoxious.
This was my deck set 1. I played a lot of Law set 1.
And that's fair because it was a balanced deck because it didn't have the Dan yet. So, but like,
that's true. The Dan did so much for all the weenie decks because everyone was like, oh well, you can pop. There's so many things that pop things, 1-cost things now. Like the 1-cost decks are gonna have a hard time. But the truth is, all those cards were all red cards, and the weenie decks were red anyway.
Oh, is he? Oh, okay. Yeah, so he had the Nami effect from the Star deck since that's out there. I think he swung and then was like, hey, can I actually add one more Dawn? And it looks like his opponent was okay with it.
Yeah.
I think you could say no and not, it wouldn't be like a dick move, but I digress. Because at that point, like you've clearly swung.
Yeah. Depends on how. Yeah, no, I think.
Well, okay. Are you the kind of person that, like, if your opponent's just being like a little bit rude at the start of the game, like you'll give them less allowances, or are you just?
If they rule shark me, I rule shark back.
Oh, okay, 100%. Right? No, ride or die on that. 100%.
100%. If that have like, but something like that, like this Nami situation, I definitely let it go every time because like, assuming I didn't like make a like if he swung and then I started like, oh, let me tap 2 Dawn and then oh wait, can I do one more? Like, okay, that's a little sketch. Yeah. But like, no cards were drawn, no information was given.
Sure.
No real board states are super changed, so I would give it to my opponent.
I don't. Law can't keep getting away with it. That's the. He just gets so much already.
Yeah.
He's got to stop.
We have to stop him. It is crazy, and then this deck is one of those decks that like doesn't really have any direct support. It's just running with all the generic green stuff, any generic red stuff, and it just does well because it has a strong leader ability, which
it's just because red has so many searchers.
Oh yeah, and they're all the best searchers. They're all for 5. They're all for. They don't search themselves, but that's fine. Or they search into each other with the Dan. In the case of the Dan.
I will say, so I made the video and I kind of put Dadan on my like list of like, you know, watch cards, mostly because I know a lot of other people were complaining about it. But then the more after I did that, I just kept playing games and I just was like, all right, let's see if they played Dadan on curve and how good they're doing in like 3 turns. And like every time I would like notice that, I'm like, man, I already feel like I'm losing. Like I feel like it gets so much advantage for them. Because they get they're able to do that.
Well, part of the problem is she's a 3K, right?
Yes, also.
So she gets you a card back.
Yeah.
And then it only takes 2 Dawn for you to start taking cards from your opponent with that body.
Yeah.
And that's just strong.
Yeah. So yeah. Oh, there's the peel off. All right, our questions were answered.
I called.
1 for Risu, 0 for Eggman.
I don't know about that. You just had
first to 5.
You just had the biggest day on your website, dude. I think I lost that a while ago.
I don't know. How's your website doing?
Exactly.
You look at like a WordPress you had like in middle school or something. Like
I had Facebook, or not. I don't even have Facebook. I had a MySpace when I was a
MySpace.
kid. I learned, as everybody did back then. We learned how to do some minor HTML. We put "Taking Back Sunday" as our profile page song, and we lived the rest of our life never going back.
Yeah. Let's see. I don't have the deck breakdowns right now. I'll have it when I go over the event tomorrow. I don't know who released this, but I do have the breakdowns for leaders for the PPG event. There were 242 Zoro players, 185 new gates, and this is off of 1,000. So, 24%, a fifth of the players were Zoros, 18% were new gates, 11% were Katakuris, 10% were Laws, and then 90% were Rob Lucci's, and everything else was 5% or less. So a lot of red.
A lot.
Pretty much half of the board.
That's crazy. And even and it's not like I want to say it's not even like red is like a universally like good color either, because like Ace isn't doing that great.
No,
right?
No, it's not, and definitely not now.
Oh yeah, they lost everything that they were going to do.
Yeah. Like Ace was just trying to survive, and Newgate was thriving, right? Like it's crazy.
Punished for the sins of the father. We're swinging and we're countering out. That was I think he's swinging at Law, or the blocker Laws. That makes sense. Okay, we're gonna chunk block. And like I said, he gave up the.
Ooh, okay, nice.
That hurts. Yeah, and yeah, like I think you get rid of Zoro, maybe? No,
it's time to get rid of that Nami. It's been on the board all game.
He's been getting too much value, I say. But it's a real choice. I think I feel like sending the Zoro to the bottom essentially gives.
It means there's less bouncy plays, but
yeah,
you know that there's already at least 2 Laws on board. Well, I'm not sure what else has been established, but
and there's another Zoro at the bottom. So.
I think he's minusing 4 as well.
Oh, to get rid of the Law?
I would assume so. Yeah.
Get
Okay.
rid of the Law, so you clean up the board rather nicely.
But then that Law still works with that Zoro on board very easily.
Oh yeah, you can still.
That's 2 more pressure.
Players.
Yeah.
Here's Nami. Buggy was an issue, Mono Killer. I think
Ravi was super justified. I will not defend that card at all.
That card, I think that card was definitely one of those cards where you designed it early in your design process, and then you said, well, the downside is early game it's useless. But
it's not though.
I mean, it's not efficient early, right? It's a one cost for a 2K, so it's not the most efficient.
Yeah,
but then it becomes the most efficient. So I get the logic of like how they balanced it for a meta that was only starter decks.
I would say something like if Radical Beam isn't 100% efficient, it means you've already won the game. Like, you know what I mean?
No, yeah.
If you're losing, you'll eventually get down to 2 less life. Maybe if it was like, what if it was like the opposite? That early was plus 4K and then late game is just minus 2K. That'd be weird.
That'd be interesting. That'd be also weird.
It'd be very weird.
Buggy though, I think Buggy requires you to build your deck around making Buggy worth it, because if you're just playing Buggies and it's whiffing, then it's really bad, right? Like one of the things that keeps Law from doing as well as Zoro and Whitebeard post ban pre-ban list was if they whiffed a couple searchers, they'd be behind for the rest of the game, and they can't really recoup that lost value. And we're gonna swing. We're swinging.
Is it a Pacifista? Because Pacifista's at 2K right now. Dang, he wanted that Pacifista gone.
And then
double Aandroidd into.
Bounce Law to bounce Zoro. Replay Zoro? Oh, he's thinking about what's his hand like. Looks like it's like 3 or 4 cards.
So
it's so tempting as a Law player to just rebounce searchers. So tempting. I mean, yeah, because in this in Law, like the fact that you can do that means you probably should, just because.
See, Green Saver says the problem is you can do Dan into Buggy, into Whitebeard Pirates, into Izo, into Marco.
Yes, I completely agree. Like that's what I was saying earlier.
But that's why
like,
the first piece of the chain is the Dan. The one like right above. I think that one's maybe a little bit stronger of a problem than Buggy.
That's fair.
I would say like Buggy is wacky, which I guess is, works with his theming if that's important to you. But another 3,000 worlds. Yeah, that's very strong.
Law to the bottom. Oh, we're getting to the point where I feel like Law just doesn't have
enough gas
stuff anymore. Yeah. But I mean, he could still. Imagine this swing is at the Zoro 100%.
Yeah, 100. Yeah, agree.
And he's just gonna. I think at this point, it's Crocodile's just going to grind the Law player out for the rest of the game.
Yeah, swing face and then maybe play a 4-drop if you have it in hand. They can probably get out of this. Looks like there's like 5 cards in hand. Oh, okay, 6. Thanks for watching, I suppose.
I think that the Dan being a problem. I don't know. I still feel like it was the thing about Red in general was like it was everything together was a problem, right? I could swing with all my weenies and then defend myself late game with a bunch of rad beams and like cap out with Whitebeard was part of the reason why they did so well, right? The weenies would get you the early game and then you had a late game to just kind of scrape the rest of the game by. Yeah. Red is absolutely like, I don't know if Red is a problem anymore, but it was clearly dominating.
Yeah, and as everyone else, I'm curious to see where it's at. But I think if you ask most people, Zoro and Law are the best decks in the game right now.
Right, because they didn't really get hit.
No, which is really weird because cards that both decks run did get hit. But I mean, you go down from 2 rad beams to 1 rad beam in Law. And Zoro, you just play the eventless version, or like.
Yeah, there was already list winning without any of those cards.
Yes, so. Correct.
And Law, like, I mean, maybe I'm a boomer with Law, but there were times in Law where you never even rad beam. Shanks, it's hard to play Shanks now. I definitely think it's hard to play Shanks. It's always been a problem. Like you compare like when you're playing 9 to 10 cost cards, like I feel like they need to have an offensive and a defensive side of them, and Shanks is all offense.
Yeah.
So that's why it was always awkward to play Shanks even in set 1. But here, like you look at the good ones, like 10-drop Kaido was a very defensively good card. You look at Big Mom.
I think he just swung into Mihawk, by the way, trying to get rid of it, and just couldn't.
Oh, that's rough. Is that even the play to swing at Mihawk? I think you have to go for life eventually, but he's only got 1 life left himself.
Yeah, and so they're at 2 Dawn or 8 Dawn right now since they used the -4 last turn.
He plays restand Law to restand the Bonnie to keep his board safe.
That's fair. I don't think that's terrible.
I don't think that wins you the game.
No,
puts you in a better position.
Just getting a 6-drop on board is great, but again, like this Crocodile player has 3 life right now.
Yeah, you just don't. You just lost all your gas to the bottom of the deck, and we're gonna play our
guard point 2K. Yeah, which is now that Rad Beam's gone, you put guard point in it, right?
Oh yeah, I agree. And guard point is the opposite of Rad Beam. It's just the most efficient 1-drop or counter for 1 cost. Like
yeah.
Or I think it's the most efficient counter per Dawn is guard point.
Yeah, obviously it's like the safe choice for You just want a consistent card. It's really like it just shows Rad Beam was so good when when that happened, right?
Oh yeah. Some Bonnie. Did we whiff the Bonnie? Oh no, we got Zoro. Cool. We found our Zoro from the first 3,000 worlds.
Yeah, maybe. He's on the card art, so perhaps. Let's see, 4 cards in hand too. Yeah, if you kind of also you're in a weird spot where you have to play 2 blockers, or you just kind of lose too. So there's one.
One blocker. We're gonna use Nami effect to put under Law. I would have just been swinging face this whole game and just kind of try to win the race, and you have more blocker. You just bank on having more blockers and cards than your opponent.
Yeah, and it looks like I know Vista is a little bit of an option for Trafalgar Law decks, and it hasn't been as popular, especially with Newgate. Like Vista doesn't hit anything in Newgate, but I think that could have been a great card to, if you were able to find it, you're able to trade with that not Pacifista. What's the name?
Kuma?
Kuma, yeah, not Kuma. Whoever the 3-drop. I don't know why I'm blanking on the name.
I'm blanking too. What does it look like?
The one that plays the Kumas. Or not the Kumas, the Pacifistas.
Cinemaro. Yeah.
Cinemaro, there it is. Yeah, that Cinemaro did actually get up a lot of value for this game.
Oh yeah, he got 2 bodies and then
I think he got 3.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
That's busted. We're gonna swing. Oh, what is this? 10k at lead? Or no, 10k at Mihawk.
Let's see the -3 arrow I like a lot though. Especially since there are it does stop Rob Lucci a little bit too, which is nice. If you're able to do it, and just the fact that with Charlotte Linlin you can put it back in, with most of the curves with Charlotte Linlin, I just didn't have time to play for example, if you're going first, you can play the 7-drop, and then you have 1 Dawn open that you really can't do anything with, especially since you're not Katakuri, which you can make. Ooh, another one.
Oh wait, no, he took it back. He took it back. He's gonna swing for it.
Wait, do you not have? You should have 10 Dawn, by the way. Does he have his 10 Dawn? He should be back up to 10.
Did he use the ability again? He might have used the ability again.
He might have, but yeah, you can't play the 9-drop because of that, right?
Yeah.
I thought he used it 2 turns ago. Okay, he minused. Okay, yeah. So you can't play. You definitely can't play the Mihawk. If I was him, I probably would have just done 4 on leader and then do a 9k swing and then -4. Yeah, because there's only 1 blocker now, unless there's another. Oh, there is another chopper out. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, there was 2 choppers.
I'm just in my own little world.
We're just living in it.
I'm in one of the 3,000 worlds.
That's meta.
All right, I think this Bonnie's going to start finding Trafalgar Laws again. If not this one, that one, then this one.
Yeah, I mean,
they've been bottom decked.
That'd be 15 cards we've gone through already.
Mm-hmm.
With just 2 Bonnies. We're gonna pull the second Bonnie.
Yeah.
All right, tap the 2, tap 3.
Yeah, I think surely the laws are coming. Yeah, there he is.
Yeah, there's the law. We're back to the beat. That's why deck stacking matters when you're
Mm-hmm. And that's why I'm like a bad Nami player, because I'm just like, oh, I'll click the buttons, put them in bomb deck. It doesn't matter. And I lose by 1 card in life and then deck just because I didn't do it.
Yeah,
it's just tough.
Definitely matters.
It super matters.
This Nami's actually gotten him so much value.
Oh, yeah.
I used to love this Nami in set 1, where you would play 8-drop Law or 8-drop Kid.
Mm-hmm.
Because you could play Kid, play this Nami, and then activate your Kid with this Nami for that turn. It was goated.
Yeah. My issue is that it's just so poppable. Like when 5-drop Marco's just around.
Oh, nowadays, yeah.
It's
nowadays it's hard to keep. I mean, that was Green's biggest claim to fame, and now that it's so easily dealt with, they've kind of had our time, right?
Let's see. So assumingly -2 on the Mihawk to try to swing over it. So right now it's a 7k, and we got a 9k swing.
Yep.
So maybe do we have Love Mellow?
We used it last turn, so there's a chance we don't. Oh, but he's got two 2Ks?
Yeah,
Two
it has two
2Ks.
2Ks, yeah. Let's see. Also, Steak Frank with the 3-month subs. Thank you very much. Do appreciate it. And, oh, that's not a blocker, though. I think he's... If you don't find Tony right now, you probably lose.
Finds Brook, which is a 2K.
Yeah, you just
4K. Grip,
right? You just 4K on leader and then make it 9K. They probably block because they know that it's gone, and then you can do...
We just leader effect, right, to get rid of the law, or is it 4 cost or less?
Or you just...
Oh, are we just just Mihawk?
I know you just got sent to the bottom earlier.
Just came back.
Yeah.
You're gone.
I cash banish again.
He's gonna swing it. Oh, he's just
clearing board. Yeah, I think that's smart.
Yeah, I mean he's been at 3 life for the past 4 or 5 turns. He's just been playing the resource game.
Mm-hmm. And
really well.
I'll say when I'm wrong. We said that Crocodile was not a leader that get his effect off a lot, and
we got shut up real quick.
Yeah, maybe not real quick. It's been a couple turns, but at a good pace, right?
Yeah, we've been slowly. Law has been getting cooked.
Yeah. Like, you know how you cook crabs, where you just like slowly raise the heat.
Yeah, that's basically what's been happening this game.
It's just like, oh, wait, did Crocodile win? Like all of us, like imagine like we're just smack talking him, like there's no way, there's no, like every turn like we say that, and then it's just like, oh, he won, like.
Yeah. Is he countering out? What is all this? Or is he just giving up?
He might be giving up.
Yeah, he just doesn't have the.
Or he's just asking.
Oh, he's looking for Grave, asking for how many options in Grave. 3 level of mellows, 1 Gum Gum Rain, 1 3000 Worlds.
Oh no, okay, yeah, that he gave up for sure. Okay.
Well, I mean, I guess it makes sense, right? Crocodile just fundamental, like we said at the beginning, or we said at the beginning that like Crocodile has a good time against Law because Law doesn't play anything big, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all their little bouncing and tempo plays just add up over the time really quickly.
For sure. All right, well, that's that match. Let's see if we can jump into another one real quick. Give us a moment. A lot of really good players. So like sometimes I have to just tell myself like, yeah, you're losing, but like look at the field.
That's fair. Oh, that's tough, man. I remember it's a story I tell all the time when I played Digimon. Was my first ever game of Digimon in person. Like I just built the deck. I was super excited. My first ever game was against Lewis the Panda, and I lost that game. And like it's just funny looking back. It's like, oh, I lost to one of like the best like Metal Garurumon players / Magna Garurumon players of his time.
All right. Well, it looks like we've gotten our it's the searchers part of the game where we both play 1-drops, and man, what a mistake to give Black a 1-drop searcher. Did not need. They had so many already.
Oh man. And they even let you search 3? What are they? What are they doing? How dare they?
Yeah, I know.
That's ridiculous.
No wonder this deck got second.
Oh my god, ridiculous. I don't know. Black's always been very interesting to me in terms of like how they have to like play efficiently. Mostly because like everything is like I play my body, kill your body, but I also have to pitch a card in hand to kill your body. So. There's a rotation of like, I at least established a body, but we went 1 for 1 with a card on hand versus a card on board. And another searcher from Lucci. It's hard to explain, I guess. Like One Piece is definitely like it's so interesting when you really get into like the card economy of everything, of every turn, every play, how decks manage the card economy. Because you look at Yellow, they have a lot of triggers that say pitch 1 but play the card. So you're essentially pitching a card in hand for a body on board. So you're not negging yourself. I feel like a lot of people would think it's a neg to do that to yourself, but you have a body on board now. You haven't a card.
It's usually like hand advantage for tempo advantage, right? Like it's a trade. But I will say like a lot of trades on a lot of cards in the black decks are just like not in your favor. Like it's unless like you like win the game next turn, it's a hefty cost a lot of the time.
It's hard, yeah. But I mean, apparently it's good enough with Lucci.
Yeah, I mean, discarding 2 doesn't like you don't care if you win with 0 cards in hand. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, because I've mentioned this a couple times, but I don't know if it's with you. But in Dragon Ball, you can also offensively counter.
I've heard about this. Yes.
Yes. So hand size does matter for being offensive, but in this game, there's a few there's a couple cards that buff on your turn that are important. But by and large, you can have like 7 cards in hand, but it doesn't help you win the game at all that turn, right?
Yeah.
Or like push any harder more times than not.
That's why the tempo is so valuable in this game. I think does Dragon Ball also have Rush for all their cards? Like,
yes, it does. Yeah. You also have 8 life. And which just means there's more. Additionally, the leaders are double-sided, so
right, they transform when you like turn 3 life or something.
Yeah, there's a lot of different conditions for but the standard is that at 4 or less life, you get to flip to the other side, which is instead of the powers for this go by 1,000, and Dragon Ball is by 5,000. So you go from a 10,000 liter to a 15,000 liter, and then usually you get 2 energy back, so you untap 2 Dawn. You get to draw 2 cards, or 1 and 1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I could go deep dive, but I don't think this is the time for it. Just like we opened the gate for you in BT14 for Digimon.
Oh yeah, yeah. I could
close that for a little bit.
Boy. Yeah. We searched a Robin, so I feel like Robin's not really relevant in this matchup, mostly because anything you would want to pop is protected, and
it can work a little bit for like the early pressure here to maybe get like rid of a Spandam, but in general, like the biggest thing for having these searchers is that they trade into each other really, really well, right?
Right, because it's right, because like it's weird, right? Because like he had to commit 2 Dawn to make this Sunny good, but in response, I could just swing my searcher into your searcher without any commitment.
Yeah, and you could additionally, I'm not sure how many CP9s are in the trash right now, but if there's 2, you can now play Kaku on curve, which is really great. If they swing a Nami at your brand new, it means that your Spandam can trade into a Nami. Like, just having like more swings, even though there's tiny, is really good about cleaning up Zoro. Oh, it looks like it might be the Kaku. Ooh, it is.
It's a pretty one too. Oh, it doesn't have pretty Khalifas.
Which I only know because there's a Dragon Ball character also named Khalifa.
Yeah, it's like for Digimon, I have a real easy time remembering most of the names of cards, but
yeah, because it's what does it look like, and add Mon at the end.
Exactly.
Some of them are tricky though.
Some of them they do get a little tricky, but when it's just like Japanese vowels, which it's names, right? It gets really tough to remember all of them.
Yeah, the tamers for sure. You have to. I think we already talked about it for Digimon last time, like Kiroshiro Miturai. That's not even right.
Yeah, no. I tried to remember it, but that was game over. But the board for Zoro is looking pretty light.
It is. Being able to get that tempo away. I mean, they can technically play a Marco right now and get rid of the brand new if you want, and like straight into the or probably swing into the brand new. So this is 3 into 2. Oh, we're saving it. Okay.
Yeah, it's 3 into 3.
Yep. You're right.
And he saves it, which is smart because now he loses a card in hand, but now that brand new can just swing back at Nami. And as you said, like keeping these little guys on board to answer any swings, probably your best play.
Yeah, because otherwise this 1K would have gotten out of, would not have stopped a 6K swing at your 5K leader. But now we see him, like Dan's just thinking, do I swing my 6K leader into the 3K brand new just to get it off the board?
Yep. Which makes it just really awkward.
Yeah. And you got a CP9 into the trash, which you probably need because you just bottom deck 2.
What do you do? So he's got 5 Don to work with. So what are the potential plays? There's Marco's for 5. Right? Yeah. Marco's for 5. And then... Where's Marco 6? Marco's 6.
Marco's a 5-drop. That's a 6K.
Oh, that's what it is. And then you could just more weenies. But you're at the point where...
I don't know. Like, it's just weird to see Zoro's field so clear at this moment in the game.
No, I agree.
Does not happen very often.
And his opponent's still at 4 life? Yeah, so it's not been a very Zoro strong early game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because normally as Rob Lucci, you want to be more like tempo is where you get it. If you get established with a lot of 6K bodies, it's a hard time. It makes it really difficult for your opponent to answer them, and then you can sometimes just kind of swing for game on the and go for it.
He takes the life, so he's going to be at looks like
3.
3. Yeah, the dice looks like it's 3. We're going to tap 1, buggy, search an event. Is there a world where you Otama Fire Fist? Maybe searching for the Fire Fist. Fire Fist is a really strong card.
Maybe.
Because then you could clear the Kaku with an Otama Fire Fist and kill the Spandam.
Yeah.
And then just leave the brand new alive. Oh, there's
Fire Fist. Yeah.
And now it's just, yeah, he has perfectly Otama Fire Fist.
Yeah, I think that would be. Oh no, but that's Robin. Just Robin. Okay. No, I think the tempo is still right back on Lucci and right where you want it. And he did start going odd, but finding if you go spam him into brand new into like Kaku like this, you really don't care about going first.
Oh yeah, then it's like a perfect lineup because again, like he swung 6 on the brand new turn, which can't complain, and then saw 5 drop on 5.
So it's great, but it's not something I think you can consistently do with the deck, which is still kind of like why you want to go second.
That makes sense. I mean, like I feel like there's so many decks want to go second in this game that it eventually gets to the point where like you just have to learn to play first. Yeah.
That's why I was before this I was testing Arlong as much because it's a deck that wants to go first, and so because of that, if so many decks want to go second, you can really take advantage of that.
That makes sense. No, that's what I did with Sanji list that I was working on. Like you really wanted to go second because then you could double 2-drop, but everyone was gonna make you go first. So I just figured out. I just figured I'll learn how to play first and build to play first.
Yeah, which I think that's honestly like I know it's kind of weird for this game, but like Digimon it kind of matters going first or second. Dragon Ball like it's almost always an advantage to go first. In this game you can make a deck that's either or, which I think puts a lot of strategy into it as well.
That makes sense. Getting a value out of all these searchers now that you know that Robin's on board to clean house.
Yeah. You're looking like the Zoro player yourself, right? Like
yeah. swings his Kaku counterclockwise. Odd.
Yeah.
But we're gonna get the swings, or it takes it, and then swinging the Kaku might actually bite him.
I agree.
Now the Zoro can put 2 Dawn under, or one under Zoro, 1 under Robin. Swing at the Kaku with the Robin, kill the 3K. Buggy can clean up the 2K if he needs to. Oh well, we have a blocker now, so we can.
I know that there's a Kuzan in hand from the earlier search. I definitely would have liked that to come down instead.
Kuzan, yeah, especially when the board is small.
Yeah.
And dealable. Like you just want that opening to play Kuzan because there's always the problem with Kuzan is like you don't get value out of him until the next turn. So you need to find
it replaces itself, but yeah, agreed. But yeah, Borsalino is I think I haven't seen a lot of him in like the anime and stuff. But I think I'm gonna just go out and let him say he's one of my favorite characters. So it's only from the card game, only from me knowing about him in the card game.
You're not a One Piece watcher, enjoyer.
I am, but I have limits to the amount of media that I can watch.
I feel that. I feel that.
So it feels like, you know, I'm like in a prison. I've got like a rusty spoon trying to break out of the jail, and that's what One Piece is. It's just like I'm getting there. Give me time. I'll get cut up, but I don't have the tools to get there to.
Yeah, I've long since passed the days where I can just pick up an anime and just watch it clean in a single day. If it's not like the super mainstream stuff, I have a hard time keeping up. And I think the Robin swung a Kaku after an Otama cleans up the brand new, and then we block and counter a 1K to protect our Borsalino. But I still think that just means Zoro might just swing into this Borsalino, or maybe it's probably more efficient to just keep swinging at Kaku. But
yeah, that's probably fair.
Just as long as you're getting bodies off the board, either play is probably the correct one. He's got 5 done. Yeah, he's got 5 done open still. There's no way this buggy doesn't swing into Spandam. Oh, he's gonna swing into the Kaku. Okay,
there is a way. I will say it is really nice that in the Borsalino deck, there's very few slash characters, which is incredibly handy.
Oh,
brand new is a wisdom type, whatever that means. So
I have no idea. I think Robin's also a wisdom type. They're just smart while they slap you.
Yeah. It's like Strike, but it's with
just, you know, it's a little more brains behind it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you managed to get rid of the Kaku with the buggy swing, so it worked out.
Yeah.
And now, he's gonna try to get rid of the Borsalino here. This is a 1, 2, 3, 8K swing at 6K, demanding 2 cards. And he's gonna get those 2 cards. That was one, and he's gonna do the other. Just debating it. I think technically that's not legally how that works. You have to reveal it all at once. But
for which effect?
When you reveal for countering, I think you have to reveal everything all at the same time, right? Or
actually, I don't know.
I remember hearing a story of someone lost like the championship match or something because they revealed the counter, and then it wasn't enough because like they misheard or something, and then they attempted to like, I have it in hand, like you put one more down to counter out or whatever. And
I'm not sure I think I know what you're talking about. I'm not sure exactly the effective way, but I think to the point where he stopped countering, and then he said, okay, yep, got to 6. And he's like, cool, I was 7, and so you stopped. You know what I mean? Which is moderate rule sharking in my mind.
It's very fringe. Yeah, especially when it's like a I lose the game moment, where it's like it's kind of like chess, right? Like if you check me, I have to move my king or whatever. Like not necessarily, but you get what I'm trying to say. Like I cannot make a move that doesn't keep my king dead. So
yeah. Okay, yeah, you can't do it. Yeah, Chad's backing it up. Yeah, because you can't like counter and then like love and then like stop. You know what I mean? Like you have to, because the card you draw off love is important.
Oh, okay. So the story was just a little different from what I remember. That makes sense.
It could have just. I remember hearing something where it was similar, because I know there's a lot of. The best thing about Whitebeard getting limited to 1 is there's going to be less stories about I didn't declare. You didn't declare.
I didn't declare. I forgot that it was 7K. Like, or 8K,
yeah.
whatever. And we're gonna swing 7K. I imagine a Robin. Really trying to get this Robin off the board, and succeeds. And then we have 7 Dawn to work with, 8 Dawn to work with. Yeah, so 8 Dawn to work with.
No, there's a Kuzan that we know that's been sitting in the hand since turn 2.
Yeah.
Man, that Kuzan's so good though.
Oh,
especially
double Kuzans.
Ooh, all right. So maybe that one wasn't the exact one that's been in hand since turn 2. One of them was.
It doesn't really matter. Point is, they're here now. I don't know. Like, it's hard to like for a deck that wants to discard your hand to also have cards that want to like combo with other cards.
Yeah.
it's rough. And I feel like it's one of the things that's been keeping black at least unrepresented. I mean, granted, it did just get second at.
I think black's in a better spot right now than it was in set 2. But I also like respect the skill of where you have to decide what you're playing into and what you're playing around, compared to just being like, oh, it doesn't matter. Like, my color's broken. You just do whatever. It's fine.
Red just has everything.
Oh, I didn't even say red. How do you know I was talking about that? Like, wow.
I mean, everyone knows what you're talking about, man. Everyone. You got it banned, remember?
No, yeah, of course, yeah. They read my letter. Like, dear Santa, I mean Bandai. Listen, I lost to red at a locals, and it made me feel real bad. So can you
handle that, please?
Can you please? Thank you. Hugs and kisses.
Appreciate it.
Hey, man. Oh boy. All right. Well, Dawn is just permanently attached to Zoro at this point.
Yeah, that always amuses me about watching a Zoro. They don't even bother removing it. But this is a 9 Dawn turn for Zoro. He just hasn't collected any tempo. He's been just in a position where he's been forced to answer the board every time. And I think this is the thing that makes One Piece so, like, I want to call it stressful as a game, or like, some people call it competitive. It's just like, it just feels like every turn you're just fighting off the inevitable.
Yeah.
And here you could say, like, with the way it's played out, Zoro is just, he's behind the back foot, and Zoro's not really necessarily a deck that can come back, especially now that Whitebeard is at 1. So he's slowly just fighting off the inevitable, and it's kind of tough.
And I do like the preemptive attack with Borsalino here, because it's still a 6K. It just means that they have a hard time trading into it. And you still gain advantage of just having it out there.
If your blocker kills a body, it's like it blocked the attack anyway.
Preemptively, yeah.
Oh, is that a jet pistol trigger? Oh no, he's gonna play the jet pistol. No, it's his turn.
Oh, and he specifically called out the alt art. How mean.
Toxic.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the worst. How could you? I'm definitely one of those players that, like, if I have the non-alt art on board and then I search the alt art, I do that quick swap.
The quick swap, yeah.
Yeah, every time.
Yeah. I paid too much money to not have it on the board.
Yeah. What do you mean? I pulled it.
I earned it.
Yeah. With my hourly rate at my job.
Yeah, I usually don't get foil blinded in card games, but every once in a while.
Oh, One Piece I've been pretty tame on, actually. Like, maybe it's just my heart's not in the same place when it comes to One Piece and the card art. But definitely, like, it feels bad showing up. Their marketing team did pretty good when it came to the leaders, because when you show up to the board, when you show up to the match and you're using those normal leader arts, it feels like they went out of their way to make them extra, like, not great looking.
I can somewhat agree with that. That seems a little bit too true, in the fact that, like, yeah, if someone plays like a regular Zoro, I'm like, man, this guy doesn't even play real Zoro. You know what I mean? Like,
this guy doesn't even play One Piece.
Yeah, he doesn't. He picked this up last week and someone told him Zoro's easy, so he went with it. Like, oh no. But it's like, there's also like the double of, like, oh man, I'm a kind of a content creator for this game, and me rolling up with like regular art Trafalgar Law. Am I truly a content creator if I don't have max rarity? But I normally don't get that bad with it. But leaders, I'll be like, it's on the board the entire game. I gotta flex them.
Exactly. And it's like with your Dawn too.
Yeah.
Like it just feels like you just have to have them a little nice. Like personally, I have Alt Art Sanji, and I have a Japanese set of all the Straw Hat cards, because they weren't out here yet, and then they made them tournament packs or whatever.
And they made them way easier to get in Japan anyways.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, I think that's my favorite mix right now is 5 of the Winter Dawn from the TP packs, the red ones, and 5 Gold Dawn. I think that, like, that kind of like black gold with that trim of red, very sexy. Very good.
That's pretty clean. We swing I think we swung the Lucci, or we're swinging Lucci here. We're gonna counter out of it. The Borsalino swung again. He's just not afraid of having to block anything right now. And he took that swing. He actually took the Borsalino swing. And we're gonna play Bluno.
All right, which is essentially probably why you're not in another Borsalino.
No.
Okay, yeah.
Kuro. Oh, okay, so yeah, you don't need.
No.
You didn't need the Borsalino.
You did not. And I know that there is currently a the 4-drop vanilla Kumadori in the trash right now too. So like having Bluno out and then
playing the vanilla. Oh,
yeah. Busted. You just feel like you did nothing.
Busted.
Like your 9K swing gave them board advantage.
Yeah. That card's really good. I definitely like the fact that it's not super generic, but I still feel like even Smoker wants to play this card just because the combination of the combination of Fukuru and Bluno, not even just like, you don't even need the Commodore, just like having that essential double blocker.
I also think like Kaku works really well with Smoker's ability, and I'll even say like playing Kaku in Garp feels like you're cheating sometimes because it's just like, oh, that's a cute 7-drop you have out there. I'm just gonna play a Kaku, get rid of it, and not lose any hand advantage. Like, and especially if you already have like Isho established on board, like you just you get rid of anything you want.
That's really good. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Isho is a really good card.
Yes, it is.
I think that is the card that like put at least like both Lucci and Smoker like in contention with a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's why it got second, right?
Yeah.
Going into Whitebeard, just losing cards out of hand for free.
Yeah, and either that or yellow, over countering or being, diminishing their own cards in hand just to be able to be out of the range of that is very strong too.
Absolutely. Judge? Oh, the strongest was I was just talking about. Was I talking about? Yeah. Oh, no, it's card. Sorry.
Who was I talking bad about?
No, I wasn't talking bad. I was promoting. No, the strongest wizard, like she went to Digimon finals and didn't wear the hat, and I was really sad because I was going around, I was doing interviews with everyone, and I was like, if strongest wizard's here, I'm gonna do an interview with him, and he didn't wear the hat, so I couldn't find him.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
That just sounds like a, dare I say, mid-level wizard move.
True.
Not like a strong wizard, like maybe an insecure wizard.
You're not ready to show.
Yeah. He's just like all bashful, kicking the ground, like.
Oh, no, I want you to know that I watch your stuff all the time, Wizard, and I noticed the spike in subscribers, and I'm really happy that you've had that recent success, Ron.
Yeah, drop your channel in the chat. We'll see if we get a little bit of another spike. Do it. Which also Moobot conveniently also dropped your channel without me no intervention from me, promise.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Appreciate that, Moobot.
Someone gifted a sub to Moobot, by the way, this month.
Oh, that's exciting.
Shout out to Methok.
That's just a random white. You just can randomly get it.
I don't think you can randomly give it to Moobot. Maybe you can.
I don't know.
I think they targeted it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Moobot can now automatically reply with all your emotes.
Let's see. Also, Liam Nelson with the 5th sub of the day. Thank you very much, Liam. Got our sub goal. Only took 6 hours. I'm not salty, I promise. That came out a little harsher than I meant. I just casually looked at how long I was streaming, and that was the number that came out.
Grinding, dude.
There it is. All right, strongest wizard. Also, James Company with the subscription with Prime. Bump it up to 6. That's a sub an hour.
Oh, that's busted.
Oh boy.
You're doing so well.
Strongest
There's
wizard.
also the Gen Con travel expenses that we need to make more green. Green's the best color for Power Rangers, but for One Piece,
I'm unsure if you're strong, but your intro video volume level is very strong. I clicked on the link. Rip headphone users. Dang.
All right, so with the blue no blocks, we're playing. We got the Commodore.
Let's see. He might have swung the Marco at the Borsellino.
Yeah.
Right. Countered for 2K, but Marco's at 7K. Yeah.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense.
We don't know where they're swinging at. It makes it a little bit difficult. Also, fun fact, I have no more snoozes on my ads, so if this game doesn't end in 3 minutes, I'm so sorry we're going to get hit by an ad.
Oh, no.
But if you are recently subscribed like Liam Nelson and James Company, it will not affect you. This is not a bit, though. I promise. That's just me.
Notice how they did it with Prime,
news.
which is free.
Which is free if you have Amazon, which
you have Amazon Prime. Like, who doesn't have Amazon Prime?
Who doesn't?
You get free 2 days shipping. That's busted. So, like, you get your free 2 days shipping and get a Eggman a sub so you can go to Gen Con for a financially reasonable opportunity.
Let's see. Pause with the subscription, despite me.
There you go. Thanks,
despite me making sure he didn't make it into my top 16 breakdown, since he got top 16 with Law, but one Law player got 2 better than him, and also maged them. Dang! Thank you guys very much. I gotta press this button a couple times, but yeah, he's like, yeah, I beat Fee, but he still outranked me. But he didn't go over my deck list, so I don't know how I feel about it.
Deck list from Lucci. We have access to the deck list, but I don't know.
We'll drop him. If he gets, I'll probably do top 64 or 16 for this. We got 64 players. That'll probably be worth it.
That would be worth it.
That would be worth it. Let's see.
I think this
Fee, you beat Pause, the person like immediately above you in chat. That's who beat you in the mirror. But he got 16.
It looks like Fee beat you to a subscription, though. So.
Yeah, that's it. Dang. You really got him there, didn't you? Yeah. That was the inside trader of just like, oh, well, he was subbed to me first, so I...
Yeah,
sorry.
No.
Hands are tied.
All right, so Buggy swung 7K or 6K. This board is just too much for Zoro at this point.
I think so too.
And then we're only getting higher. I imagine Lucci's sitting on. I guess Lucci doesn't even play the super rare Lucci anymore.
No,
at all.
I don't think. I would say it was already a rarity if people ran 1 or 2 copies of it. Because more times than not, it was just better to play like a Meteor Volcano or something to pop the... Like if you Meteor Volcano pop the Buggy and you have like 8 done underneath the Lucci, like you're swinging big.
Yeah. And we guard point out of that. Where are we putting this Dawn?
Let's see. All right, we have like a minute left, so I'm so sorry. I'm almost like I'm feeling in my gut like as soon as the ad starts, like they're just gonna start going back and forth.
Yeah, just do now. Just do now.
Yeah, I don't think. Do you think you try to go for game though right now as Lucci?
As Lucci, I think you're just winning the resource game so heavily that you don't.
Yeah, I think you just clear
cleaning
board
up board.
yeah.
Like your Zoro players at 1 card in hand, they don't have access to Whitebeards anymore, so you're so safe. And he's gonna.
Oh, okay. If he's got Meteor Volcano in hand though, he just won though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, even two open.
Oh yeah, because he's gonna do the Lucci effect, so he could just win. All right. Before the ads, please.
Yeah, please. 5 seconds.
Oh, rip.
No, okay. He doesn't have he doesn't have the full play.
Oh, okay.
All right, he 2K's out. All right. All right. Then we're just waiting a turn. All right, okay. We play a blue no and then we pass. All right.
You get that Barbie ad going.
Okay, yeah. Ad, go. Watch Oppenheimer. Get sad.
True, I haven't watched that movie yet.
I have not either. I've seen neither.
Same.
I might tomorrow though. We'll see.
Yeah, I've been struggling trying to watch movies. I haven't watched the last couple of Marvel movies, and there was a point in time where I was watching them like all weekend. Oh wait, they can still hear us because subscribers can skip ads. I forget about this.
Yeah, subscribers can still. Yeah. So sorry, you still have to work a little bit.
Oh, all right, my bad. I thought we were.
I what?
Yo.
And I mean, you guys, you're being heard by the YouTubers right now on the re-upload.
Yeah, oh, true. Yeah. So. Zoro's got everything.
Oh, okay. You know what the cool move with this is?
Do
you know who do you target with Khalifa right now?
With Khalifa? I don't know.
You target Buggy so that you can't Makino boost it.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, because Makino only boosts one cost and it's no longer a one cost.
Oh, like it's not one or lower.
Let me. Okay, now you make me nervous. Let me.
That is.
I've done that. Yeah, up to one of your red.
I hope you pushed up your glasses for that one. That was.
No, I've gotten 1 or 2 W's because of that. Because they play the Makino and they try to boost them. Like, I'm sorry, it's a 0 cost.
Wow.
And they're like, oh,
that's so good. That is. Oh man, do you have a death note under your desk? Like, what was that?
No, no. I mean, I'm sure my name might be in a couple of death notes, but not my own, I guess.
Oh yeah, all the red players.
All the red players.
The one the guy that tagged you, in particular.
Yeah. All right. They have 3 swings and 2 life, and yeah, I think there's over. All right, we're back from the ads, which I mean, we're here anyways, but there it is. I think Zoro tried to swing out, but you just can't clear this board. You just need 2 swings to go in. And now, additionally, with that Otama out, you
have like a guaranteed way to
restand. Yeah, get an easy restand with Lucci too.
He's gonna take this life.
Yeah.
From the leader swing, we're gonna
take the 7K swing, sure, and then whatever the last Marco.
Oh, it's a trigger. It might be a trigger.
Nah, it doesn't matter.
Keeps it, and then 7K swing, and then blocker and pass.
Yeah, I will say like Lucci is a really good deck, but it's definitely like you have most of the time the exact amount of resources you need to win the game. Like it's very tight.
That makes sense.
Because a lot of my games that I won, I ended up with just winning with 0 cards in hand. A lot of the time, it's very tough.
Right, swing Borsalino life.
Yeah, Rush Luffy and
Rush Luffy was a Fire Fist. Yeah,
that's been stuck in that hand for like the entire time.
He did search that forever. He searched it off of this Buggy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're all so good. I don't know if he's still here, but the Strongest Wizard Guide makes some good ones too. Plug, I guess.
Plug it.
But we're gonna play turn 1 Buggy. Did it look like he whiffed? No. Yeah, it looks like he whiffed on the Buggy. That's unfortunate.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Here, let me get those names. Also, yeah, would they restrict cards? I don't know. I literally don't. I made that video thinking they wouldn't, and look where I am now. So Japan did not have the same format, nor does it. Like the cards that are restricted right now for us are literally only for the English version, only for set 3, and they might change their mind in set 4 and unban them all.
Which is wild to think that they did that.
Yeah.
And I think it was very unprecedented. I don't think anyone saw that coming. Anytime they usually give us some warning that something's about to happen, but it dropped and everyone's mouth was.
Again, that's why I made that video on Thursday, because I'm like, surely this is a safe time to drop the video, and I was wrong. But it's kind of like, we're taking this away for you now, but maybe in the future,
maybe it'll be okay later.
All right, but yeah, we have Luffy, and this is round 4, so both players are 3-0 right now.
Yeah, this is table 1. Yeah. Makino on board, and then surely Nami doesn't whiff. That'd be double. Oh, okay. Yeah, Jet Pistol, very strong. Actually, a very key card against Law.
Yeah, because it's very good at
getting rid of
popping the Zoro. Yeah.
Lucci won. It was a grind, but Lucci did end up getting it at the end. Just out resourced Zoro, basically.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, we're gonna swing with this buggy now. I get Law is Law a slash? I guess Law is a slash.
Sure is. Yeah. Yeah. So since Law is a slash, they actually have sometimes a hard time getting rid of this buggy, so you're not actually too worried about just kind of having it out there.
Hmm. And then he's gonna take these two swings quick. Wow. I guess a 5K swing he took and a 6K swing he took. This is more aggro than the Zoro match, which is.
It is, yeah.
So how do you?
It's kind of because you have to like use the Dawn for Zoro to play your more bodies, but with how they're playing Luffy right now, it's only gas.
Yeah. Which is what I think in set 1 it was always the argument like, well, Luffy's a little better right now because you can play your really good vanilla and do a 6K swing. You can be aggressive and defense or proactive with your Dawn, which is very hard to do, and any deck that can is pretty good. We're gonna swing clean 5 at life. Take that on the Luffy side. And then we're tapping 3. Is that a Zoro? No, it's a Robin.
Robin.
Oh, that's pretty strong. Oh, and then a Chopper. Okay, so we're almost at our full board. No green on deck yet.
Yeah, for a second I almost put the name as Zoro for when I put the names in because I'm like, oh, there's only red cards in there. There's not. This isn't Law.
Yeah. Oh, he's gonna Fire Fist the board? Did he?
Ooh, I think so. Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be dead. Robin's gone and the Chopper
And the blocker. Yeah.
That's just too rough. And then we're gonna put 2 Dawn under Buggy, swing another 5K. We have to counter out of this. We can't go to 1 life already.
They're thinking.
This is a very dangerous line, mister. Oh, he's taking it.
They are.
He's gonna prove me wrong and win this match right now.
Surely a 5K, right? Right?
You have. I mean, the last one was a 5K.
Yeah.
You can't go to 0 life. You actually. Okay.
Oh, a 2K though. That's still a really good snipe for you, right?
Yeah, that tells you everything you need to know about the hand. I feel. Next turn, I wouldn't be surprised if Luffy just swings all these as 5Ks and just kind of sees what happens.
Yeah. And again, it's a situation where Law really can't get rid of this buggy, and because of its effect, and most of the bigger cards in the Law decks, like Zoro's and other like the character Trafalgar Laws, they are also
slash.
So you really can't do anything about it unless you want, like you can like lock the Nami up if you need to, but that's kind of still feels pretty good for the Luffy player if they spend resources for that.
Yeah, and now the Nami's sideways and killable.
Yeah.
We find the Law. So, but can we establish 2 more 1-drops to actually use Law effect? Probably not. We probably dumped them all turn or 2 ago. His hand must be really awkward. I wish we had hand cams. That's one thing when I do my own commentary all the time. I have to check myself because it's like, yeah, the plays they're making are weird, but it's like you don't know what their hand is. So say that they're just doing the best they can.
For sure, and that's always a caveat, right? Like it's easy when they see a suboptimal play, like what are they doing? Mm-hmm. And then they're just like, I'm doing the best I can, I promise. All right, swinging a life, going down to 3 there. But yeah, I think the only thing is, I don't think it's a huge deal, but it's weird broadcasting a game where knowledge gives you advantage.
Oh, that
right?
too, yeah.
And there's been times, depending on the venue, where we can get not in like trouble, but like there's an issue where, oh, if they hear us talking about their cards in their hand.
Oh yeah, because they're not wearing
camera.
like soundproof stuff. And...
Depends on the venue, depends on the scene. Normally, the event hall themselves are loud enough; it's not a real issue, but it's a factor.
Yeah, and then I mean, not saying these players would, but they could always be listening in. Everything has to be done in good faith.
Yeah, so at least like when we're broadcasting like a webcam event, at least it's a sense of like they're seeing the exact same information that we're seeing. So if their camera angle is showing a card and they see it, then like that's still on their opponents for not having a
keeping it close to the chest.
Yeah, for sure.
Here he chose to bounce. So he played double one drop and actually had it. So he had the Bonnie and then he had a Machino, and then he chose to bounce the Machino to play the Law off of the Shambles effect. Where I feel like he could have tapped both Machinos.
At least the one, right?
Yeah, at least the one. Swung, made Nami big. Try to get some type of advantage, like kill the buggy, right?
Yeah.
And then go for the Shambles play. So I feel like that's a little... Maybe someone will tell me like, no, it's actually better to just keep the Nami alive all the time. But I feel like that was your best play to get rid of this buggy that's been tormenting you. Play the third Nami from Luffy. Wow, that's really good. Or is it? I guess it's not Zoro. I have to
it's you gotta spend some resources buffing it up, but it's still like a bunch of card advantage.
You just saw 15 different cards, and you had your pick of the litter with all of them.
Yeah.
Swing 5K again with buggy.
Yeah, maybe. I put victory. That's very funny. It's Victor. My bad. But yeah, maybe. Yeah, not unbiased commentator over here. But yeah, exactly. I suppose so. But I'd be really tempted to get rid of this buggy because it is knocking on your door every turn since turn one. It's gotten what 3 or 4 attacks in by this point.
I think it's gotten like 2 lives, and now it's gotten the chopper off.
Chopper off, yeah.
If the buggy doesn't swing, then the Brook would. Yeah, but Brook is easier to get rid of. I think the main mindset.
Yeah, I mean, I guess at one point, if you get rid of buggy, then like. Short term, it doesn't help you a lot because you're still going to see a 5K swing every turn. But I don't know. I don't know because like these Namis are really good at trading into other Namis as well. So I think they're just maybe they're just prioritizing the idea that I need just more cards on board because Luffy's been pretty successful at getting rid of a lot of my personal cards. Yeah,
he couldn't even defend the Zoro. It looks like he swung 5K at a Zoro and.
Yeah. But I do think like there probably are builds of Luffy where you just run 4 copies of Mass Deuce, 4 copies of Vista, and 4 copies of Nico Robin, and you get like you just get such an early advantage on like these Zoros and these Trafalgar Laws, and then from there you try to get bigger end, which I think Red just kind of suffers a little bit, not having like a super big boss monster.
They had one, and it's gone.
Yeah. Oh, they had one, yeah. They still have one.
True.
They don't have 2.
I think those are the colors that struggle, right? The colors that don't have like a really good boss monster right now are the ones that struggle. Purple has 10-drop Kaido, but you have to be a Kaido.
Yep. The 9-drop's okay, but still not great.
Not quite, yeah. Same with green. Green just doesn't have one anymore. Kid is just not a viable.
Do you think Zephyr's more viable now with the nerfs?
Zephyr?
Yeah.
That's the blue purple navy guy, right? Or black purple, sorry.
Yeah. We can run the CP9 package in it. I'm already.
I really like him. Like there are board states where he just cleans up. Like you put one 10-drop Kuzan down, and his ability just ruins people. But then you're a 4-life leader.
Yeah. Yeah.
But now you have enough blockers in black to actually make it all worth it, and they're good blockers. Like you have a lot of good blockers now in black.
Maybe that's my next pet project is to, because again, like, yeah, you can still like Kuzan, and like also if you have Isho out, like the -3 to everything, then you can conjunct it with your leader effect, can still get rid of some pretty big bodies.
True. Yeah, because in my mind, being a 4-life leader has always been like a death sentence for a lot of these decks. Just that one less card, one less chance to like breathe, essentially.
Yeah.
Has always made it rough. And I don't think any color quite has like any kind of like really good combos right now to make it worth being a double colored leader. The exception is obviously Law, but they make up for being 4-life by having a million blockers. Which
and a lot of cards that draw cards, right? And meanwhile, black has a lot of cards that pitch cards, so you're already down a card, and then you have all these effects that continually, make you down even more.
Yeah, but now they have the blockers, so maybe like I could see Z like having its place, especially against like.
All right, you guys clip that. Hear it, Risu exposed for saying that. Law Zephyr is going to be the new meta now.
Yep, true. Yeah, the thing that was stopping it was specifically people having 2 to 4 radical beams.
All right, so it looks like so we jet pistoled the blocker away. We're making Buggy 3+1, so 7k at lead. So it looks like he's
7k at lead, or I think you just go lead here.
I think right with
I mean, you're
no
actually
dawn
you're
open.
at 0 life too. Well,
yeah, you as Luffy, yeah. Like this is it.
You're just going for game, yeah. He takes the last life, and you have how much dawn open? You have 4 dawn open.
4, yeah.
Have we used Luffy ability? Okay.
Yeah,
oh,
we
that's
used that
what's
for
under
Buggy.
Buggy. Okay.
Yeah.
So he's got 4. I'm looking like 4 cards in hand on the Law side. No blockers.
They might be thinking of playing another Makino to boost Nami again, so you'd have a 5k and an 8k swing, but I don't think that's any better.
I think this is one of those turns where like you look back on it and the numbers were there, you just had to figure them out. So
yeah, with 4 cards in hand though.
You got 5 cards in hand. I just saw
5 cards in hand.
Yeah.
And if I was in this game, I'd probably do better at tracking which cards. Okay, yeah, well, 2, and 1. All right. That is
the only card we knew from this, I think, was the Bonnie.
Yeah. We might have known one of those 2Ks, but I don't think we knew both. Yeah, with 0 cards in life, though, and passing with at least 3 5K swings. And, sorry, 4, because Makino can boost the Nami already.
Yeah.
That is pretty scary.
And I imagine we have a Rush Zoro or something to just, like, combo off. I mean, we got rid of 2 laws already.
No, I think we're just swinging only 5s and then just put everything under leader.
Swing. Oh, the hand. Oh my god. What is that? Oh,
that is Fire Fist, and but I don't think you had the cards to even use Fire Fist.
Yeah, you don't. I think it was 3 Zoro. I think it was 3 Rush.
3 Zoros and a Rush Luffy. Yeah.
Wow.
That is absurd.
That's tough.
That is really, really tough.
That caster. I guess you didn't. I think you're instead of caster curse, you just had biased.
Yeah, I sure did.
Yeah.
But to what it was, Victor did not look like he was winning that game.
He did not. It just
for the majority.
That kind of hand is just live. I think.
Yeah. Every time like you'd mention another one, I'm like, no, that's too ridiculous. He's making a joke, and then I find them.
Yeah. No.
Like Orochimaru's on here. Lugia's on here. I just found Lugia.
Wait, Lugia is on here. What?
Yeah, I did not see that earlier.
I didn't see that earlier either. Oh, the guy.
Quite the treat. Hamtaro's on it. Jigglypuff.
The villain from FF9. I forget his name. The other beast.
Akuma's on here. I'm sure there's even more that we don't even know.
Oh, 100%. Like they're just off panel.
Yeah. Ironically, I have yet to see a One Piece character.
You know what? That can't be true.
That can't be.
No.
There's no way. What a flex! Like,
here, though, that's good.
Yeah, he's there somewhere. Find the Luffy. Like, oh.
Oh yeah, you see them. Yeah, someone.
No, I don't know. I have no idea.
Oh man, I don't All right. So
You can't. No lying. If you see Luffy or One Piece character, you have to tell me. But
no,
like you can't.
I will let you know.
No lying.
No, I will not lie. We're gonna 7K swing at Zoro. He takes it. Searched off Izo. Not bad. Not bad.
All right, and let me update all of these. Yeah, it's. You could get lost in that mat if you're not careful.
Oof. All right, we're gonna play.
I think the craziest thing is that he probably asked permission for each one of these animation companies to to be able to print this, right?
Oh, of course.
It must have taken months.
Dude, like people were praising Sakurai for what he did with Smash Brothers. This guy's on a whole other. Like,
He's like,
Sakurai contacted him.
mm-hmm.
All right, we're gonna play Teach is a. I feel like Teach is like a card that people are. I thought it was gonna have more representation in the 1,000-person tournament, but I feel like it's winning. But I feel like it's people still aren't fully respecting how strong this Teach card actually is.
Yeah, because worst case, you just play a 1-drop and then you get to cycle it afterwards. So like you can dig deeper. It just like adds some flexibility, despite it not having a counter, which is fine, and it becomes 8K very easily. And even if it's just a 7K swing with leader effect, that's still very scary.
Oh yeah, and then I just like the idea of getting the double value off of your searchers essentially. Like you swing with the searcher, and then you swing with this guy, kill your searcher, and now your searcher drew you 2 cards and did damage.
Yeah.
Very good, very good. So we're gonna put Zoro's turn. Smoothie's a card I feel like Katakuri players are like back and forth on it. I think a lot of Katakuris either cut it completely or played a 3 or 4.
It was definitely a card that was in a lot of starting lists because it's like, oh, I gotta play a card for free that's broken. But when people realize that if you have so many discard 1s from that, like your hand becomes very small very quickly, right?
Mm-hmm. So they've been replaced.
So you kind of have to tailor it back a little bit.
Oh, Magra, Izo. I think he's gonna kill his Izo. Oh no.
Yeah. Watch out.
Yeah.
Different timeline. He's not getting.
Oh, Thunderbolt.
No.
Oh, that is the biggest of punishes.
That's probably helping you cement the game almost. That's insane.
That's devastating.
And that's the thing about yellow. Sometimes you're the worst player and you still win.
That's what I think. I think was it you I was talking to or someone else? I think like that's kind of what makes a deck good is that sometimes you just kind of stumble into a win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And whereas like the decks that are air quotes like tough to play, like Magellan has been proven can top. However,
yes.
it doesn't get those free wins that some decks get, which puts it lower on a tier list.
Yeah. And decks like Law, even though I do not like Law anymore, but the fact that it's a deck that it sometimes does get free wins, it does sometimes get free loses too.
Oh yes.
So you have to respect that.
Absolutely.
I always back and forth if Trafalgar Law is actually like an expert level deck, or after you get through like the initial stages of it, it's just a little bit autopilot.
I think it depends on the hand. I think
Sure.
I think it's one of those things where like a good player who didn't just instantly like get to 5 characters on board by turn 3. That kind of late game Law is really a tough situation to play, where you didn't see everything perfectly, you whiffed a couple searches. Winning those games is what sets you apart, whereas seeing everything, you're just gonna win. Whereas other decks, they could see everything and still lose.
Yeah, maybe something like 1 in 10 games. Maybe not that fraction, but something like that, where like an expert deck, an expert Law player can get around and find that. So that makes that difference. But I do also think there could be like a lot of maybe like mediocre players who are able to top with the deck still, just because it can just get there every time.
I can agree with that. Absolutely. What's this board looking like? We got Zoro. He's got 1 Dawn left. He can swing with Magra, I guess. No, he can't. He was just gonna wipe your pirates.
You can swing with anything. You're just not gonna do damage.
True.
If you wanna play around the impact wave that they can't play, then go for it.
Searches out the, I think that's the BT or OP03 Marco that pops the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I have a hard time telling all the Marcos apart. They're all just like
I
rainbow
do too.
fire wings.
Yeah. Yeah, the regular arts, it's fine. Alt arts, a little bit trickier.
I think it's specifically the alt arts that get me.
Yeah. Especially like the alt art Marcos super rares from set 3, because those are moderately expensive, and so I don't think a lot of people are actually shelling out for those.
Speaking of which, that brings, like, I've mentioned in some of my One Piece videos sometimes, and it's like One Piece players are one of the only players that I feel like will alt art their entire deck, you know, alt art leader, alt art Don, and then still show up to locals without a mat. And I'm like, how?
Yeah.
How?
Yeah. No, there's I don't know what it is about card games, but there are a lot of financial wizards and a lot of the opposite of those. Where and sometimes like the opposites, they're like they spend $100 on a box and then they get the fancy card and they're like, I'm justified with my money decisions, and then it lets them make 4 bad mistakes in a row. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's probably what it is. Because I there's this one guy who specifically I think about where like he'll always want the alt art of like a specific card. We'll say Zoro. He wants the alt art Zoro every time. So he'll buy like 8 boxes trying to fish for Zoro when he could have just bought the
yeah. Well, as much as I have fun dunking on imaginary people at the moment, the match right now is pretty heavy on the Katakuri side. Again, that Thunderbolt in life set the tempo way back for Zoro.
Oh yeah, he was counting on that 7k swing to like just do everything for him.
Yep.
Now he's
drawn
staring
a
down
card. Yeah.
He's staring down a board he like can't even deal with this turn.
Yeah, and you're at 1 life as Zoro too. It's tough.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, this could be like, I know we're memeing a little bit and like looking at our tournament results, we still have a good amount of Zoro at the top end. But I feel like we've seen multiple games now where Zoro had, like, if they don't get that early pressure, they don't have the top end to let them survive anymore. To like squeak. Like, I think that was the big thing with these nerfs or the ban list was Zoro pretty typically can do a lot of damage early, and then it relied on the radical beams and the white beards and the Marcos to like stave off the late game so they could squeak just that one attack out at the end.
Yeah,
now if they
I think you're right. If you're able to disrupt their momentum, which honestly Yellow typically is not very good at doing, and I'm gonna be honest, got a little bit lucky with that life. You know, we see Ernesto here just mildly struggling on what to do next.
It could be his hand too. I mean,
yeah, for sure. Because you do have to run a lot of weenies, like a lot of 1s and 2s, and if you don't see your 3s, 4s, and 5, it's pretty upsetting.
Yeah. All right, so Zoro swings, we 2k out of that. I imagine he's swinging at characters here. I think that's the only way you could really like get a win together. All right, play Makino. Magra's now a 5k, 6k. Oh, he lets the smoothie go. And then I imagine you just send another character to try to kill Perospero just to get some semblance of control. Katakuri is not a slash, right? He's a special? Or a strike?
Yeah.
Or he's a special?
I believe he's special. I think Perospero's also special.
No, Perospero's ranged. I remember
ranged.
that.
Oh, that's right.
He's got the bow.
Smoothie's special.
Oh, okay. And then Katakuri strike.
Smoothie looking, I don't actually know what their weapon is, but it looks sword-like, but I could be wrong.
I can't remember.
In that one art. Yeah.
A triangle. Lucci, Katakuri, Law. I still think Zoro's still going to be very well represented. Yeah.
Definitely there.
We'll have to see. I think, I don't know. Like, is there an argument for even Nami? No, I think everyone's just learned how to play against Nami now.
Yeah.
I think week 1 we saw some some fun with Nami, but now everyone knows to just either swing a bunch of 5Ks or swing big.
Shh, no, don't. Come on, I'm still trying Nami.
I'm sorry.
Don't spoil it.
Swing 7s every time. It'll work.
Yeah. 7s are the sweet spot.
Plays blocker mark. Plays the 1-off blocker Marco. And did he play the buggy this turn? He could theoretically swing with his buggy too.
And yeah, this for people already know this, but we are using the new restriction list, so that is the unique copy of Marco in this one.
Yeah. Which is there's a regional on Saturday, right? The Cortese, is that one also the ban list? Or
yes.
Or is it 2?
Yeah, that will be 1,000 players online, and it will be the first event with the new restriction list.
Oh, wow. Yeah, sometimes events like don't adjust in time, but I guess when some sort of rule set change, they're just like, well, those are the rules, and it's active on this day. You guys knew about it.
Yeah. No, I know I was proven correct by us capping out, but people needed to test the new rule sets because, again, it's 1,000 people. And honestly, I think this is helping a lot of people, but at the same time, who knows? I can only guess so much what's going to happen, which I think is really neat, which is really, really neat.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be exciting. Especially, it was no secret that people were just kind of sick of red. Even at the end of OP02, people were like very tired of it.
Yeah, my least favorite thing about the One Piece card game, and this is in Digimon as well, is that I really, really like deck building. And it really decentivized me to do so if I know what happened in Japan and we have the exact same format, right? The discovery is just not there. Yeah,
I think that's just like a chronic problem of like an imported card game in general.
Sure.
They just don't like match like Magic does. Magic keeps everyone globally at the same pace, whereas Japan is okay with leaving the rest of the world a little behind.
And I was kind of optimistic that Digimon was going to catch up, but it just never did.
I think like they were definitely making an effort with Digimon, but then like the delays and COVID was still like a lot of like the aftermath of COVID kind of set a lot of things back.
Yeah. Apparently, according to chat, though, Busted Move 121 is saying trying to get US and Asia on the same set by OP06. So maybe I think the set between 3 and 4 is a lot less than 2 and 3. So.
Oh yeah, and then I mean, when you really think about it, One Piece is one set behind right now.
Yeah.
Whereas in Digimon, you are multiple sets behind.
Yeah.
Or Izo, I think I didn't quite catch what he searched off the Izo, and we're gonna put the permanent one down under Zoro. I don't know why he bothered moving it.
Whenever I play Zoro, which is not often, I always get a unique Dawn, which is like, this is the one for Zoro. It's the slant. It's literally his Luffy one, or his Straw Hat one. It's just,
the symbol one? Yeah.
Yeah.
I respect that.
It's yours.
It's got your name on it. Yeah, I mean, bust a move. I think that would be. I would not be mad at that. I think everyone would only say that's a good thing, but it's like it's hearsay. So it's one of those things where it's like you can't really like. No one's gonna talk about it too much because it's like, well, it is just hearsay, and no one wants to predict like that.
My only complaint is that, and this is like literally a me complaint, so it's super biased, but is that it as someone who tries to keep up to the current date for like my breakdowns and stuff, it would be very difficult to have to juggle Asia as a region on top of every other region for that, because the language barrier is super heavy there. And as it is, like most like they don't drop deck lists. It's usually if the people who win drop it on Twitter. Like that's
usually what it is. I think that's what East does for Digimon a lot.
Yeah, 100%. Like it just depends if the player wants to release the list because the companies do not. which is fair, and I get like why, but like it'd be tough for me, which is fine.
Swings into a, it looks like a trigger. He swung for, looked like 6. He's swinging for 6, and
No, it's just another Peckham's. He's just being extra.
Have you ever done that? Because I definitely have.
Oh, I have 100%. Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
You have to.
He's thinking a lot about this one. I think even if this was a troll, that would just be your.
What do you think it is? It could be Cracker.
What if it's in like? Oh, he takes it.
Okay, let's see if we can.
Oh, I guess his hand size is at 2. So like, if it would have to be something like another character, and then you're just sitting there like pretty scared.
All right, significantly less thinking on that one.
That wasn't a trigger. No way.
No way.
He's being self-conscious. Like, yeah, I kind of took a little long on that last one. I can't play this one.
Yeah. All right, we got
It's close now. 4 swings on the Katakuri side, and 2 life to Katakuri's one life left. I mean, this is
2 Dawn open.
This is pretty close. 2 Dawn open could be the one of Radical. Could be good chance it's guard point if it's even Event Zoro. But if it wasn't Event Zoro, I feel like he would have at least swung with his Izo at that point.
All right, so making this a 9K swing with 3 Dawn and leader effect. So saying that you don't have the Big Mom.
Oh, right from the gate, yeah.
Yeah. What's the time?
It looks like he's... What's the time? Oh, yeah.
I put it just in so that it is visible. There we go.
Katakuri opts to look at his opponent's life. It's a Dadan, reveals it to everyone. At that point, I would just leave it open, whatever, man. Chooses his own life. Or I guess he might already know what's at the bottom of his life. But now we know it's a Dadan. Here's the guard boy, and here's the Jozu to counter out of this swing. So we need to just find a way to counter out of one more swing, and we're safe this turn. And we'll be looking very good to surviving.
Now the issue is that smoothie, because you can get a free 2K off of it, which is strong for like a game ender.
That's true. Oh man, if that is smoothie. This is tight. This is the one thing. This is like, to me, this is the most, when One Piece gets the most interesting as a card game. It's like you look at the board and you're like, there is a way. There's the correct amount of Dawn, or like something that just like will permanently put the game as my win, regardless of if one more turn happens or whatever. And I think
like if you dropped into this game right now, and even as us, like, you don't actually know who's winning. You don't know who's going to win. Like, you can't. Like Digimon, normally, like more times than not, I think in Digimon you can kind of tell, like, oh, it's 5 security to 0 right now. They're probably not going to make it. But
yeah. Or if someone has the boss monster and like everything's cleared.
Yeah.
We're gonna swing 9K at lead. He's got the rad beam, it looks like. Oh, guard point. Makino, is that enough? Yeah, it is enough. It's fine. So we're just safe this turn now.
Yep. We can probably try to get rid of the buggy.
Maybe there's not 4 down left. We're gonna swing 5K. If we have the 1K, definitely just use it. We know it's a Dadan at the top. Oh, he swung with the buggy. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but now, if he had 10 drop in hand, do you think 10 drop was the play?
If I think so. I think so, because you know the Marco's in back.
You've got so much Dawn left.
Yeah, you have a lot of Dawn left. You could potentially have Rush Katakuri if you're running it, but he just passed his turn.
You would have played it earlier, yeah.
Yeah. I think I would have, if it was me, I probably would have 10 drop mommed and then killed the buggy, and then just swung what I could and moved on, because I think at 2 life and your opponent being at whatever was left, you're probably living, depending on your hand. Especially with only 3 swings. I guess Rush Zoro is always a thing. Oh, we're gonna Makino. We're gonna Izo. Makino, or Izo's now 6K. Oh, he's gonna put a lot under this. Put another 3. This might be too much.
So 3 plus 3 plus 3 is 9.
Oh wow.
Right? It's a 3K with Zoro, 3 with Makino, 3 with Dawn.
Yeah.
So one more to make it
10.
10. Yeah. So a sovereignty, we need one
He
more
needs
card.
to swinging over sovereignty. And then imagine his play is to just do it again with the teach.
I don't think you can't do 3 10K swings though.
No, I think you have to. You can put. No, you can't do 3K. Another 10K. So you can do another. Like you could go big with this teach and just go as big as possible. But no,
Yeah, but then you can't win. Maybe they try board clear now.
He got it.
Oh no!
Another hand of just like low
bricks.
counter. Yeah, he got it. Okay.
All right, and so Ernesto takes that one, and Victor won on table 2, so it will be, who could have guessed it, a Law versus Zoros for our finals.
Yeah. Starting off. No 1-drop for Zoro, so that's good for Law, and Law plays the Dan on curve, and let's see if he whiffs. Doesn't whiff, gets an Otama, nice. Oh god, I gotta wear something. You can't just wear a Pokemon shirt. No. I don't need to be wearing Pokemon. It's fine. The Dan on the Dan.
Oh, I'm muted because I had to tell him. All right, we're back. I'm back. My apologies.
Oh.
You are not.
Oh, okay.
Not.
So everyone heard me.
You were just talking to yourself.
That's fine. All right. So we made a joke about how he has to wear the button up, and then I started talking about having to wear something, and I'm wearing a Pokemon shirt right now, so I made a Pokemon joke. And then everyone's caught up, and the Dan got played.
Everyone's laughing. Everyone's dying of laughter.
Oh, right 100%.
Went over well.
Yes. So now it's Law's turn. We know he's got a Tama. Just depends on how like the rest of it. Like Law can have some pretty gross like bad hands too. Like I've lost games where like I've seen all my Zoros and Laws, and normally when you say that, that's a good thing. But when it's literally your entire hand, it is most definitely not a good thing.
Yeah, and Law's really just unique in a lot of ways for a lot of the multicolored lists, because generically when you are playing multicolored leaders, it's still like 45 cards of one color and then like 5 of the best cards of the other one, right? Mm-hmm. And for this one, you really have to try to aim for that 50-50.
Oh,
and
yeah. Or
sometimes
like,
it seems like it's 75-25.
What we saw, I think, a lot at the end of last set was a lot of Laws going for the red was your low end, and you wanted to swap into your green, which was a lot of your top end, your restand laws, blocker laws, your X drakes, whatever have you. And to be honest, like I mean, I think the thing that the biggest buff Law got, like, is if you look at the list, like they're not running any OP03 cards, and realistically they only run two OP02 cards. The biggest buff Law got over the sets was Kid getting bad.
Yeah.
Law had a hard, like I still have nightmares of Hawkins. Hawkins was such a powerful card against Law, and having that out of the meta, like Law can we're seeing it again where Law just quickly takes himself down to 2.
And when we saw him play against Luffy, he's doing the same thing.
So this was logic I had early when I played the deck. Was like, oh, I'll just take my 2 life and start defending there because I need the bodies and I need to get to 5 characters, and the extra draw helps. But
it does.
I never thought that was actually a winning strategy, but here we go.
We'll see. It's either winning or second place.
Absolutely. Oh, is it guaranteed second place? Or
no, it's not guaranteed. But second, third, and fourth get the same pricing. So.
Oh, okay. So he's
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen anyone like drop more than like get out of top 4 after being in finals.
The finals. Okay.
Yeah. I guess it kind of scales, but I'd be very surprised if either of these players did not get in top 4. So, but yeah, these tournaments are ones that I run with Zulu's games. They're very generous with that. So again, it's a box for first place, and then third, top 16 gets TP packs. Top 4 get 2 TP packs, and first place gets, and the first through fourth get the winner ones as well.
I'm going to do a big 7K swing with the Don at life, and it looks like he's thinking about countering out. It's going to require 2 cards, but it looks like Makino and Mike. Oh, he doesn't have one.
No, there's no one in Zoro. Yeah. Okay, it was just a 6K. Yeah, as good as Zoro is, he's not broken.
Yeah, he does require some investment to give the entire board one kit. And speaking on the Zulu game stuff, you're doing a Digimon tournament next week, right? Same time, same that place.
Yep. So it'd be Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, which is 5 p.m. my time. That tournament might be a little bit longer because Digimon's a little bit longer, but we got one BT13 regional that's happening this weekend, and we have like 7 in person online with at Gen Con. So.
Oh my God, Gen Con's gonna be insane, and you'll be there. Are you giving out dice?
I will. I'm giving out stickers.
Oh, that's not dice, but that's also fun.
You just like completely turn on me, like, really? Like,
Zoro Law's got his full board and has enough Dawn to shambles this turn, but I imagine he's gonna go for the 2-for-1 on Robin right here.
Let's see. Also, there's not a giveaway tonight. I just forgot to turn it off since last time, which was like a week ago, which is pretty sad. Actually, so sorry, What Up Crew.
Bummer.
Viewership just tanks.
Also, make sure to click the bell so you can make sure you're watching the Digimon tournament next week. And you stream the sim all the time, so like you're always on during my workday. I'm watching. Plays Zoro, or actually swaps out the 1 cost on the side. I don't quite remember what card it was to play Blocker Law. Plays Zoro, swing Zoro. Zoro takes the hit.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's gonna counter out of the Zoro swing. Okay. Oh no, that was the leader swing.
But you got no cards on board, which is pretty rough compared to literally a full board.
Yeah, I think establishing this Robin is just gonna be devastating for the rest of the game. I don't think there's any way he actually brings up the tempo to kill this Robin, because Robin's just gonna counter everything you do. Yikes. Yeah, I could be speaking too soon. That both these players like snatched wins in the matches we commentated over. So
yeah, they've been pretty present. So I do think like it is a I don't know. Do you think something has to happen to the Zoro leader?
Like in terms of like an errata?
Yeah.
Bandai doesn't have a history of it, so I'm gonna say that's never gonna happen.
It does in Dragon Ball Super.
They do erratas in Dragon Ball?
Yep, to balance cards.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
But that's also a game that they don't play in Japan. So
it's more English, right? So
yeah, literally Japan does not have the game released.
Got you. Okay, so I mean, like Dragon Ball is like an outlier. It could potentially be an outlier.
Sure, yeah, because they make it just for North Americans, Europeans, South Americans, and Australians.
Yeah. We're gonna block and counter out of the Zoro swing. I imagine he swung into Robin, which you want to protect this Robin at all costs.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to get you a lot of value through, now he's going to try to establish his board, but most cards that you want to establish right now
are going to die to Robin. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we're almost at 10K followers here. We're actually 50 away from 9K. So if you're not following, I don't know what you're doing here. Highly recommend it.
Absolutely.
It's free.
It is free. It also is free. It's Twitch Prime.
Twitch Prime, yes. Yeah, that's true.
And also free. Sorry, you can plug yourself.
I was literally gonna say is to follow Risu on YouTube. You guys haven't
That's what I
checked
was
every
gonna tell
Risu.
you. You're almost at 14K, right? Or did you pass
I
14?
think I'm on the.
I think
I'm on the other half from 13K to 14K.
Yeah, you're approaching it. So yeah, I was right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I was gonna. I was thinking if I wanted to be like one of those like, oh yeah, those numbers don't matter anymore. I don't know. I could be at 15. Yeah, no, it's been quite the grind this year.
Ezo
for
searches. Sure. Oh, Ezo searches blocker or BT OP03 Marco,
OP03
which
Marco,
is probably. Yeah. What was that? The blocker? No, that was
no,
the one that actually
that's the popper one. Yeah.
Yeah, so that can take care of the Robin this turn.
No, because it's Robin's 4K and you need to pop at 3K.
Oh, okay. So I was one off mentally. Play Zoro. I imagine swing at Robin again.
I guess so, yeah, because it's and maybe make it as big as you can.
Yeah, he has 2 more Dawn to work with, and then you swing 8K.
Yeah, I think you can make it a 7K. Make them waste 2 cards.
Oh, right, just in case he has double 2K, because we know he has an Otama in hand. So he just needs 1 more. I would counter out of this.
Oh yeah, you know what? Sorry, it's a you can just make it a 6K, but yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, because I was doing 5K math, not 4K math.
Oh right, it is. Oh, I missed that math too. Oh, a double 2K. Does that get out of it? Yes, it does. You go to 8.
If you would have add that 1 more Dawn, because my guess is that he left the Dawn open to probably try to play a Nami to help establish board, but now that Nico's not gone, you're just passing with 1 Dawn open, which feels real bad.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you'd probably play the Nico Robin anyway. That way, like, Robin can't pop 2 things, right? So.
Yeah, but that's why I'm thinking of it's pretty much like the Luffy list that did really well in OP02, but I think there's a real good thing to say, like, you know what, Nico Robin is still a very good card, and it still trades into some of the matchups that are going on right now, like Zoro and Law incredibly well, and makes their life hard. So.
Oh yeah. And then everyone, and even in all the because when you're in a tournament, you still have to account for the tier 2 decks, the rogue decks. Yeah. And Robin, the only thing Robin doesn't deal with is cleanly is black, but I think your black matchup is still strong regardless. So you can still have Robin in your deck.
And obviously Robin and I think Vista, they just didn't really do anything against the Newgate matchup, but that's less existent now too. I don't think anyone brought Newgate today, honestly. We haven't seen it all day.
Doesn't seem like it. No, I did a perusal of the deck lists that were submitted. Robin, I think, swings at... I imagine he swings at Zoro just to try to keep 2-for-1ing his opponent.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because, you don't want to... you can always just, OTK at the end of the game. You don't want to give them, more resources to work with.
And now what do? Do you... Shambles? Looks like he's... 1 Dawn... Oh, 1 Dawn under Law. He's no fear anymore. Oh no, he's playing around Jet Pistol. He doesn't want to automatically lose his most important chess piece. Swing Zoro at leader for 5. What do we do? Yeah, he's thinking about countering out. You kind of have to.
Man, he looks like the Uno meme, because he does have a lot of cards in hand, it seems, but this also despair.
Yeah, he's just... I mean, after the 2 swings on Robin 2-for-1 due twice. Oh, and he gets rid of the Marco he just searched. I mean, there's another in hand, but in terms of information, we know. This Robin, oh my god, just running the wave with the game.
Agreed. That's why I've been liking when I play Garp. If you have the 2-drop Garp, it just if they can't get rid of it and you have a blocker out to save it, it just compound. It just makes your opponent feel pain, which is.
Nah, I can't imagine. That's so rough. And then we're just gonna start committing all our bodies, just because we're not afraid. We're just established.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember in set 1 where you would play something turn 2, and then they'd play Okiku, and then you're like, I don't want to play a single card in my hand because
Oh no.
they're just gonna get like super
Oh
creative
my
with
god.
Okiku.
Yeah, that again, green not being as relevant has made life a lot easier for Law. Okiku.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what a strong card. Where there was almost a time where who was the samurai man? Not Odin.
Kinemon.
Kinemon was really projected to be a really strong deck,
Yeah.
and
I think he was just okay. I think he was overhyped.
it just ended up, yeah, it ended up being a little overhyped. But if Kinemon had been more prevalent, it would have definitely left Law in a worse place.
I think there's a good chance that like people return to Kinemon and see if it. But again, like most cards in Kinemon's deck are slash, so like Buggy's just like living for free too, which is really upsetting.
True.
I have played that deck with Ace with a Buggy, and that was so free. It just like
Couldn't die.
what are you gonna do? No,
That's so funny.
still around.
He is our Emperor of the Sea, trying to become the Pirate King.
He's trying.
He's gonna make it, I believe.
So you just the way you said it like felt like you had like a personal like.
You don't?
No, but like, like I've been there. I've been a Buggy stand since 2007.
Yeah, ever since he hadn't. I don't remember, man.
Let's see. The SAR says play Kinemon versus 3 Buggies on the board. Yikes.
Oh wow,
That's too bad.
that sucks. I mean, you guys play Yamato, right? And maybe like
I think
Momonosuke.
Yamato.
There's no way Yamato slash. He uses a club.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, we're gonna play wipe. We're gonna search Wipe Your Pirates. We're gonna play Wipe Your Pirates, and we're gonna find Jinzo, Jozu. I always say Jinzo because
Yeah,
everyone,
card games.
yeah, everyone played Yu-Gi-Oh as a kid, but it's Jozu.
Okay, Dad. When I played card games, it was pronounced Jinzo. And you had to open 2 cases to get one. Okay, Dad.
Oh, and you played with a rubber band and a plastic bag to protect your
Yeah,
card.
yeah. All the best cards were traps. What happened? People were saying you can play traps out of your hand now. That's crazy.
That's wild.
We'd set it and wait a turn, and we'd like it.
No.
Just escort him from the venue.
Summon Skull is better than Dark Magician. Oh man.
Okay. Party's over.
Izo and Yamato are like the only 2 characters in Kinemon that are not slash. Oh yeah, because Izo has guns, but you also have the child, right? The searcher. You just
Okay, you have Momo, I suppose, if you want to
troll.
put Dawn on there. I'm sure there's better ways. Oh, Momo slash?
No. What is he slashing with? His ponytail? He doesn't even have what? No, but
he sure is.
Swordsmanship, I guess.
He had to cut his hair somehow. Just like kitchen shears. All right, well, our Zoro player is still thinking about how many different ways they let this game escape from them a little bit. And I, honestly, like, jokes aside, I don't think it's their fault.
I don't think it's their fault. I think they just
this Nico Robin is determined.
They were not given. They just weren't given a board to deal with this Nico on time.
Mm-hmm. And even if you get rid of it now, it's done its job.
Yeah, it's already done 4 cards off the board. It even, when you think about it, even blocked 2 swings, like trying to kill it. Like it's taken so much from you. I memed it up a little bit. Of course, that the Momonosuke is a descendant of a samurai clan man, and he has access to a sword. I just, you don't really see him use a sword ever, other than his pink dragon mode. And you guys know why I was memeing. I don't have to justify it. And we're gonna play Marco, blocker Marco, and rush Zoro to try to go one more time at this Robin. Actually, you don't even need to play the Robin, I think. Right? You just go for life.
And we have wherever it was, you got out because you didn't put a Dawn underneath the Zoro either. Yeah, because you couldn't.
Yeah. You were playing too efficiently this turn.
Let's see, going X2 with Linlin. Hey, I'll take it too. Get Linlin in that top 16, baby. I need it.
What were your matchups, Drudge?
Yeah, what were your 2 losses? Maybe that's the better. We'll start there.
Yeah, start with your loss.
Then we can celebrate your wins. Round 1, my opponent didn't show up. Round 2, they disconnected and got a game loss. Like, but it's still 4-2, baby. No.
All right. Also, one up crew. I stopped watching the anime basically after the time skip. Like, there's so much padding after the time skip that I strictly just read the manga now. Like, I can't handle how much filler there. Like, when I say filler, I mean like space filler, not even like made up stories that aren't in the manga filler. Robin swings 8 or 7 at life.
7, yeah. And you do have a kind of chunky hand, but you only have 1 card life. 2.
Yeah, I think even with just on board, like, you can just win. And Zoro's tapped out, so there's no guard points. There's no rad beams potentially.
Well, if that 7 got through, this 7's gonna.
No, yeah. he's got the 2K and the 1K. Swinging
yeah, but this is gonna pressure. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
Another 7.
He's only got 3 cards in hand. Oh, he's got a blocker. Block.
Yeah. I'm just gonna let it go, and then just everything under. Yeah, okay, 7 here, just to strip from hand, and no counters besides that Jozu.
And that's our champion. Our
Victor is our victor. I want to say that since I saw.
Oh, you predicted that too, didn't you?
I did. I put it. I named him Victory. Right. Yeah, unbiased.
Change it back.
So there we go. Trafalgar Law taking another tournament. Who could have seen it coming?
Damn it. Damn it.